The Fly Fifer and Just Another Monkey podcast. Talk is cheap. Let's talk.
Welcome to the podcast again. It's been a while, yet again, it's been months, but we've been away filming and shit like that. But we are joined today with Miss Shannon. I'm not going to say your surname, I'm just going to say your name, Shannon, who we met filming the Monster Within at the Scheme Thing Livy. And we're now filming The Bitter Pill. Hi, Shannon.
Hello.
I meant to say to you, see when that's red, that's on you.
Oh.
So you can stare at it
Hello.
and talk to people. When you want to get a message to people, you can look right at them and you can point them in the eye. And as always, we are joined with Just Another Monkey.
That's right, that's working.
So, it's another one of the days where we're just going to shoot the shit. Talk is cheap, as we've just said, and we've brought Shannon in because there's been snippets over the last wee while. Is it cool to say that you're possibly, like 99% of the fucking population, a child who has dealt with trauma?
Yep.
Yep. Right. So
The aces
Yep.
in the pack.
Box ticking, box ticking.
No, that's what they are. They're adverse childhood experiences, to give them their proper title.
Mm-hmm.
This would be cognitive behavioural therapy.
It would be.
We're just talking shite about your past, that's it. But the big words, it ticks everybody's boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Keep them on track.
And the fucking beauty of it is you get to fucking offload. But I'm wanting to speak about, we had a thing where we would say the 4 C's, right? It's part of this wee community that we've all been part of, and it is communication, community, communication, comfortability, and confidentiality.
Yep.
So I just want to say to you now, Sharon, unfortunately,
Confidentiality is gone.
is fucking left the room. So what happens in the room is now being broadcast. So be sure that you are comfortable with what you say today. And like Alan says earlier, if we need to stop, we need to break.
Yeah.
Fucking tell us and we'll just turn it off. So I'm going to hand you. I was just getting to you.
Okay.
I'm going to hand her to
You're still
Alan.
doing your intros, man. That's all bad stuff.
Right, that's 2 minutes 30 seconds of talk shite. Next, Al, you're up.
Here's the big one. Is see the stuff that you want to offload. It's the new phrase that's been coined by us is that collectively we are debt collectors. I'm an ugly looking bastard and people look at me and they have a preconceived idea, oh my god, it's quite scary and da-da-da. Yes, I am, I'm a debt collector. But that debt is your deep embedded trauma. Gay to me, these fucking shoulders can carry a lot of shit, honestly. They have, they're very well skilled at it. The idea of getting you here now is because you hold it. You're the one that wants to be the fucking front runner to help everyone else out there by studying and doing your thing. But you're the one that needs the help. I walked the bridge the other day there and I'm looking over at the 3 main columns in the new bridge. And there's cars, lorries, buses, motorbikes all flying over there. And it's that thing where you think, oh, hang on, that's a fucking dawning realisation. How many people are actually given one fuck about the support that is holding them up to allow them to go on their journey? You didn't get supported, so say your community, your 4 C's, is doing exactly that.
Yes.
We can support each other, and it's a beautiful thing. And I don't use the words very often, but see when I see it, and I notice that somebody's checking in with somebody else, and somebody's just it's an amazing thing to be party. And I know you're part of that, and I know that you want to jump over and just date for everybody else. So I've been trying to get you to talk, and you just are like a wee fucking no.
I know.
Do you know the giveaway for you? Is when you're listening and then you go like this, boom. Anyone else would think that, oh, she's not listening, she's way over there thinking, wish she would stop talking.
I'm just going to agree with you there because I've noticed when Shannon's in the room and you're talking, she's like that. The minute you turn around, she's like that. It's like
this is
just a
where
wee trait.
these podcasts are fucking fantastic because see, engage you. You give me your eyes. See, when I start tapping that door, you're like, fuck you, you're not getting in. It's the realisation that I'm already in.
I know.
Shutting me out doesn't work by looking over there. I'm already in. Because you done something the other day there and you said, I know people are watching and that no, the curtain twitchers, and I thought, oh, so she's fucking listening.
I am listening.
Now it's time to let go then.
I know, it's like you caught me when we were filming the other day and I was just like thinking about it myself and I was like, Then you joining in the jams.
It's good.
It is.
It's like I see you bopping away, and then I feel like, aye, that's kind of the right thing to do right now because everybody's just doing their thing. And
There's one of your sees there. It's comfortability. It's being comfortable in a surrounding where, no, if it was your word that, no, it's got to be confidential though. You're like, okay, you're going to let go then, because you wouldn't need to check the boundaries if you're ready to just go boom and let it all go.
you just crack on, I need to blow my nose.
No?
Aye, so for me, since I was first got with my current partner Callum, who's soon to be husband next month, he kind of like made me realise like what I was worth and everything like that. So that's kind of what started like my healing journey from all the shit. And since then I started like deep diving into like why as a human species that we get depressed, where it's not something that's kind of always been about. So I read this book and it's called like Lost Connections. I can't remember the guy's name that wrote it. But basically throughout the whole book it's talking about how like pharmaceuticals aren't always the answer.
No.
And it's what we've been missing for years is like community.
Ta-da.
So yeah. So I bit the bullet not too long ago, like started going to the scheme stuff. Started off with our art workshops and then just seeing kind of how maybe what's been missing in people's lives is that aspect of community and like
100%.
that shared comfortability and stuff. So like just watching like how much people can share in that room when they feel comfortable is like amazing. So that's why I kind of kept it up, and then you guys started doing your own one, and with that gap in between kind of people's free time, I just wanted to keep going. Not even necessarily that if I needed it for myself anymore, but being there for other people, like to help them like get to where they need to be. And also like all my current friends group and stuff, none of them have really been through or walked the same path as I have, or even tried on the same shoes. So like around all you guys, like we've all kind of got similar backgrounds. So yeah.
For sure.
It takes you to that thing, depression and all these things. Where the pharmaceuticals, they don't address it. What they do, it's like, I think it was you, James, that said somebody, the horse runs away from the cloud because it knows it's coming, whereas the other one will run through it because it knows it's going to pass. Whereas we're fucking daft enough, we stand under it. We just wait there and take it like bampots. The pharmaceutical side is what they're doing is, there is an elephant in the room, a monkey, whatever it is, and we'll no face it. So the drugs allows us to go like that, and you think, that feels better. Then the drugs wear off, and it's there again. You're like, drugs again. Before you know it, it's not the drugs, it's the ability for something else to take your mind and deviate it from facing the reality. So if the reality is just a cloud, it's great now because we have all these devices where we save things to the cloud.
Yeah.
We've always done that. There's an act, and the whole thing with the acting thing that he's doing, he knows it for the very start. It's giving you the lines, giving you a script, giving you a name and a character. You then have to develop that character, and that's the beauty of what acting is actually all about, because we all act, we all put on a face. So if your partner's managed to notice, hang on a minute, I want the individual that's underneath all that. All the cosmetic stuff is bollocks. It doesn't matter, it's a feeling. So to go into a room where people have walked a path very similar, all it is the darkness. We've spent that long in the dark, so where they'll tell us in history, that was the Dark Ages. No, this is the fucking Dark Ages, mate. This is the darkest thing. I said to one of the other crew cast earlier on in a phone call, that what you are is a diamond, but see, when you're in that darkness, you don't fucking shine. When you come out into the light, it's not you shining for you, it's you shining for other people, because you can illuminate everybody else's day by just your being.
Absolutely.
One of the doodles that I done for one of the guys is a spray painter, and I just wrote in the wee box that some people can actually put colour into other people's lives just by turning up and see that's where you start to think, you know what, if there's people in a wee community telling me these things, reminding me that I have a fucking worth, that cloud doesn't define who I am. It's then you being able to say, when you realise the shite, let's just offload the shite, just get it going.
I know.
And that's the other thing, when you walk into the room, Shannon, you carry this aura of light with you. You might not know it, nobody maybe says it, but in my head, like Neely, very much like Neely, he walks into a room, boom, the room's fucking created something, a different energy's coming. you're the same. You bring in this waft of calm and energy that I see, and I feel and I feel comfortable around you. There's some of them that I'm like, aye, okay, we'll have a laugh. But for you, I feel like I could sit down and fucking say anything to you because you would listen to me, and that's a rare thing. It's like you actually take it in. You didn't just sit there and aye, and then you're away off talking about something else. It's like you stay in the moment, you look, you pay attention, and then like me remembering your cup of tea, you've done that a couple of times with me. You've remembered something specific, and I'm like, oh, she was fucking listening. You know what I mean? And it's a good trait to have.
A lot of my friends say like I'm one of the only people that I can sit comfortably like silently with.
Right. Aye.
And I'm like, well, that's good because if you can be comfortable in silence, then
there's enough being said. It's like the doodles. They'll talk on their own. The mind will connect, but it's finding somewhere where you can be comfortable, because what's in that comfortability is the self, the lone ranger, the one individual that doesn't get the voice. So if you walk into a room and you're an alien, you feel the atmosphere and say, like, got to change this up. The one that we spotted is that who lights your life up? Who does it for you? Is it all one-sided? Because see, if it is, you go home, you do the Scottish vocabulary, and you go home and you sit in your cell. You're in your cell, and you're like, well, that sounds like a fucking prison. It is a prison, because the darkness is there, and you're comfortable in that darkness. When somebody's in your presence, they're comfortable in your light. It's only you coming out into that light to realise that the darkness is in the cell. Never just sit in your cell unless you're facing it, and hopefully this is what you're going to do. You're going to face that darkness, because he's at one side, I'm at the other. If we need to sit on the couch and have fucking hands, we'll do it. Just go in.
Kumbaya.
if that's what we
want
need
to pick your feet up, pick your fucking feet up.
Do whatever it is that makes you comfortable enough to address something that you maybe want to get to fuck, because I know it's no minds. It doesn't serve you. It's not doing you any favours whatsoever. And the bigger picture is, it doesn't serve anybody else out there. Because any time you spend inside that darkness and that cloud, it's time you're not affording somebody else that really fucking needs it. Because you've spent a long time in there that we're back here again.
I know. I feel like it's just like one of those things. It's like a constant cycle. Because like for me, I remember being young and being like, right, when I have my family, like that's what'll do it for me. Yeah. And then I get there and I'm like, well, I'm here now. Like I'm going to be married next month. Got 2 beautiful wee boys, 2 dogs, house of my own, like no debt, no nothing. And then it's like you get these wee reminders and you're like, why do I still feel like this? But I think when you're saying like your house is your cell, that's why I try and like I'm always trying to get out of the house as well.
You have to.
Aye. But being outside, I think that's something that like in today's society we don't get enough of.
Oh, definitely no. The macaroni virus, they try to tell you, no, you're allotted this amount, which tells you you're a prisoner to this whole fucking thing. You know you're not a prisoner. You're only born to adhere to man's rules. If you're now realising that you have a fucking worth in yourself that benefits everybody else, you know, you've got a partner, you've got your kids, you've got your dogs. Every one of them is reliant on you. Me and Neely done this the other day there. Imagine him all his plates. You take your eye off the ball, one of the plates is going to fall, so you can never slow down. I appreciate that. That's why whatever it is that's on your back, it's a fucking burden. Do you know what I mean? It's stopping the plates from spinning. You could spin more plates because you really know how to do this. It's just getting that off your back. Once that's off, the outside, the inside, it'll no matter. Because if the darkness is in the cell, in the house, and you try and run away from that all the time, I'm saying, then you run away from it. Address it. Because by the time we go in and have a look at this, you're going to see it's as big as that box in the corner. It's fuck all, nothing at all. It's your ability to carry it. The umbilical cord that you didn't want to let it go, you have to be able to just, boom, release it. Let it go, because it's no serving you or anybody else around about you.
I know my mother-in-law says that quite often to me. She's like, you've got like everything to be like excited and happy about, so it's like, it's sad that you can't just drop it and move on for it all.
No sad. The sad part is that you didn't know how to offload it. If we become the debt collectors, no, who are you going to call? Call the fucking dafties. We'll turn up. The monkeys will carry it. No bother to them. We'll show you the shite. I'm going to look through it all and think, is that it? Couldn't I rather have more fun with a tea cake? I can show that about no bother. Your demons, whatever your darkness holds, I guarantee you, and it's never ever play top trumps with anybody to say, well, that happened to me.
I know.
I'm just saying the darkness is dark. That's all it fucking is. It doesn't matter what takes you into the dark. When it's dark, it's dark. It could be something very trivial.
I know.
It could be major. but it's still just dark. Does that make sense? A black tile is a black tile. It doesn't matter who made it. It's still a fucking black tile. So the cloud is just a dark cloud, and when it sits over us, you know that if I'm the prick that's coming along, or he's the prick that's coming along, we're going to bust that thing. What's going to happen? The tears will flow, because that's just the rainfall.
I know. I mind you saying, like, when we were talking, when you were, like, helping me and Kelly before we were shooting a scene, and we were talking about, like, the act, like, an act splitting, like, you as a person or whatever. Yeah. But I've been trying to think about it ever since, and I was like, I think there's been just so many acts, I don't think I could actually pinpoint, like, one point in my life. I think it started for me, like, I must have been, like, 18 months old or something, so, like... So
it's that far back. Aye. But watch how many parts you've played, right? Now you have a format where this isn't alien to you. In this one, you're playing something. If we go and do something else, you'll be playing something else. And then you think, oh, hang on a minute, this is very familiar. These are the parts that I've played. You just played that many parts. But see Robert De Niro, he doesn't go about dressed as Mary Shelley's fucking Frankenstein monster. It's only a part he's playing.
I know.
It's when you realise, oh, so that was only a part. So if the trauma, as it's set in, because at 18 months old, you wouldn't have known what that was. You wouldn't have known what the word trauma was. You wouldn't have known what the feeling was. You wouldn't have known depression, everything else. You would have felt things because you're an empathetic person anyway, by design. It's when you get to an age where the realisation and understanding comes in, you think, so that's what happened to me. And then somebody will come along with a big book and say, that's trauma.
I know.
You've got trauma. You're like, I didn't have trauma. I didn't know what it was.
And no, you're all right. That's very interesting, you coming up with that, because being with Shannon on set, watching her parts, her characters, I can see that you're fed up fucking playing a part. Right now, this is the fucking thing that I want to say, because I can see Shannon has a fucking fantastic ability to turn it on when she needs to turn it on. And that he's right, you're fed up playing parts, because it takes us ages to get you into the part. And you can see that once she's in it, it's fucking outstanding. It plays it really well. Nice and calm, nice and relaxed. I was trying to get her to get angry the other day. Fucking happening. Not happening. I was like, go and be angry with Kelly just for a fucking minute. Nope. But then she brought in this other side, and I was like, oh, that actually fucking works a lot better.
When we done that wee thing with you and Kelly, and you just had an idea of what you're going to do, and we've been chatting and chatting. No, it's a character. You need to pull that person out. I think it's something that anybody that's been in the cloud knows another fucker that's been in the cloud. So you can't hide. You think you're hiding.
You were spotted the minute you fucking walked in the room.
As soon as you locked your eyes on me, like, oh, there's one. So there's no point in hiding. You can try all like you want.
When Neely bounced in the room that day, I was like, character right fucking there.
I know, because we were speaking and it's like, can you spot a character? Then it's like, aye, because you're being yourself. That's easier. Yeah. It's easier to spot them.
You can date no bother now. You lock eyes. You're that comfortable right now. You've never had to do that.
Exactly.
I know. I just hate eye contact on the best of times anyway. I'm like,
do you know why that is? See for me, my wife used to give me a hard time, and we've repeated this over and over. And she would say, Anne, it's uncomfortable. You didn't have eye contact with people. Do you know why that is? The psychology in me, and it's nobody else gives me this. I fucking work this out myself. Is that if I give you my eyes, you can see inside my head. And that's what I do with you. I can go in and rake a bit inside what's in there. But now, my eyes are wide open. My whole life story is wide open. Anybody that wants to poke about in, come on in. There's nothing in there to scare you, because it never scared me. So I've worked it all out. All these cell doors, I've taken them off, refurbished it, and I've chased every wee demon that was in. They were tiny, they were really small. But when that door's closed and you didn't address the door, again, the elephant in the room, medication, I'll go walk the dogs, I'll go do this. When you just try and avoid that door, anything triggers that fucking thing behind the door. It's only when you actually think, do you know what, fuck it, I'm going in. You go in, and there's nothing there.
I know, see, for me though, it's like, it could be anything that triggers me as well. And I hate using like the word trigger, because it's like, I don't know why.
It just pokes you. Mine's used to be that if I'm sitting there and there was anything that was directly associated to something that's in my fucking darkness, in my room, that it starts making a noise, then that's when it really comes on, because you're like, fuck, if she looks in my eyes, she's going to see that I'm a victim, that I'm suffering for that, or I've done that. And you start making this whole thing up, and all you're doing is creating the clouds yourself. It gets bigger and bigger. It's like having a tortoise in the fucking corner. Every time you go by, and you're like, if I just throw a hamburger, it'll no bite me. At some point, it's got to turn into a big, massive, fat fucking tortoise.
Pardon me.
That's what we do. We feed into this thing. We make the cloud bigger and bigger and bigger.
I know, and it's nothing.
There's nothing in it.
Nah, I
It's
know.
just fucking air. It's all air because the act, and now that you know your acting abilities, the acting itself, the one scene of you being with a CPN and having to be Kelly's alter ego and fucking look at her, she's judging you, she's a cunt. You're telling yourself, you're looking in the mirror telling yourself what your other character does, because that's lovely, nice Shannon. Boom, this is the one that's in the darkness. It's fucking no one to be in here anymore. And that fucker's annoying me.
I know.
I can't say anything. Why? Because Shannon's too nice. There's a balance. When you split the mind, something happened to split your mind. I don't care what the medical people say, but you split your mind. Now what happens is one will be the overpowering, dominating factor. And it doesn't matter if it's the asshole that's off formula and formatted by the school and the regime and timetables. The other one is smaller. This thing dominates. It just, you have to work out which one it is. So if you're the nice person all the time, Neely's the entertainer all the time, it means that character gets married, the shared in this one. It's when this one gets out acting.
I know, because I've been like learning about it all more, and it's like if you're like always in a threatened state of mind, like you can never then get your motivation and your soothing and.
Because you're ready to fight or fight all the time.
Yeah, but that's what you're saying. You didn't know which one you are. I'm the guy that's just showed you there's two. There's only two. There is only ever two. In a game of chess, there's only ever two. If it's not coming up, there's only first and second. There can't be 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th. No, it's one or two. So one's dominant and one's no. It's you being able to do that. We talk about this all the time, and anybody I speak to, I try and get them to understand that when the mind's split, you have two opinions. One guy that I know, I would say that he is...
I don't know if I might make
Shannon,
that.
get your phone on silent.
I know, but wee ones.
All right.
Sorry, I'll...
Right.
ASMR.
Mind we were playing.
Pardon?
Shannon! I'm recording, by the way. Right, anyway, we just had to take a wee break. Shannon needed to check on the kiddos, so we're back with Alan talking about the split.
The one individual, this guy is honestly, he's a fucking poster boy for how this thing works. For you to interpret what I'm saying, which will make sense to you, is that the mind splits. An act, no a trauma, an act will become of a young mind. It will split into two because it knows that something's wrong, but it doesn't know how to deal with it. This one becomes the asshole. This is the one that is formatted. It knows to sit, do as it's told, face the front, and do everything that man has convinced it to. This becomes the primeval survivor. It knows that, fuck you, I'm not sitting still. I'm getting on with this. I'm going to get out there and do its thing. This thing, I would say, in this guy's entirety, for conception of the act to where he was when 12 months ago, say, he was 98% monkey, primeval. His thing was violence. He would appease his monkey with drugs, keep it calm, but violence was his way out, his way of dealing with it. 2% of him was asshole. This means that this guy's unformatted. He's fucking brand new. He's like digging up a fucking Neanderthal and teaching it everything over again. This thing is evolving at such a rate that they're now on a parallel. They have to shake hands with each other and realise none of them's going to win, but both of them stand to lose. If you work out that, I don't know which one I am today. No, it's only two. One is multifaceted. So have to go to school, have to get the kids up, have to make sure that his tea's ready for him, need to appease everybody else, The other one's sitting back at a very low percentage because you're not gaining enough space to voice itself. See, with the acting, it's coming out. This thing's getting bigger and bigger by the day, to the extent that it's the one that says, you know what, fuck it, put the cameras on.
I know.
I'm going to let her out.
Like, see, this time
That's
last year, I would never have done it. But, like, the
Exactly.
whole cathartic process with, like, having to push yourself into your comfort zone, as Kelly would say, it's like, don't sit pretty. Like, get out your comfort zone.
Fuck it. Leap of faith.
Exactly.
Jump
There's no.
in, totally.
I feel like there's no personal growth without making yourself uncomfortable.
Yeah, but you've got to realise that when you're sat in that cloud, you're very uncomfortable. That's a horrible place to be. But nobody's giving you an out. Nobody's telling you, look, Shannon, come outside. Come into the fucking light. Come over here and watch you shine. It's only when you get people that will then reiterate the fact that you have a value. It's not to you. It's not just to your kids, not your dogs, and not to your prospective husband. It's to the greater community. It's when an asshole man tells you to shut that down. And you let go and sit in the cloud. No, didn't come out, and you're like, fuck you.
Take this, dull the pain.
That's it.
Dull it with that.
You think how many beautiful souls are out there that are hiding behind some fucking form of barrier, defence, and I know what that's like. You know what it's like, and James knows what it's like to be hiding. We also know what it's like to remove the walls, drop them brick by brick, and say, you know what, fuck it, I'm here. All you're doing is turning back to face what it is you're hiding from. So the wall is your first line of defence. You'll hide behind that wall. When the darkness comes, you just want to sit there behind your wee wall. Fuck it, what's the point? It's all fucking bollocks anyway. And yet, of course I'll swear, because it's true. It's only when somebody comes along and says, Kim, what day? Look over there. The wee man peeks over the wall and thinks, you know what, that doesn't actually look that bad. I'm going to go out, and then eventually one brick comes away. That's, I'm out of my comfort zone, but I actually feel all right. This is quite comfortable. Bang, there's another one.
I know.
We take them doing one by one to then expose ourselves and stand in front of you all as naked as a fucking jaybird and say, I'm here. You're not going to get me now, fuck's sake. And like you're saying, you have so much to go forward for. You actually go even more beyond that. So the kids are there, the dogs are there, the wedding and the husband and the house and everything, that's all there. But look beyond the house. There's all these people that you want to go out and assist and say, listen, come out of the fucking darkness. It's shite in there. Have a sniff. They all think they're treading water. Tell them, scratch the surface. All you're going to smell is fucking fecal matter. It's shite you're in. And they're like, oh, you're right.
I know. Because for me, like, seeing what, like, firstly seeing it in the scheme and kind of like what that does for people made me realise, like, I want to get into community work. Like, I always wanted to be in a job that was, like, helping people, but as the way the system is, like, working in healthcare, like, all that, it just didn't work for me.
Too many.
Whereas, like, I just want to do something on my own now, but I want to have something that's, like, available Monday to Friday, because, like, my mum being in and out of rehab and getting clean and doing all this, and then she comes out and it's like, well, there's back in your house, here's that, like, didn't talk to us anymore. And it's like, once that community aspect drops, like, because obviously that community side of things must work in rehab depending on what kind of, like, rehab form it is. But, like, once they're out, they've got nothing else for that. So apart from their old pals that in their old drug like the people that they sit and take drugs with, so they're needing that connection, and it's like,
we were just speaking about this at Spark the other day, down in Craigshill. We were just talking about that exact thing, where they come out the system and everything like that, and it's bang, there's your house, lovely, see ya. You know, you're absolutely.
And here's all this money that you've got to gain, like, what are you going to do with that? So, like, I want to be able to have that, and, like, for people to explore, like, whatever it is that they want to explore, whether that's, like, helping them get into a workplace, if that's, like, helping them do artsy stuff, like, for the cathartic process, and, like, just whatever it may be, like, because that's what's missing. And
it's 100% missing. Community has been robbed. I know the format, I know exactly where it happened. I watched it. We're all running about, doing our thing, all having a laugh, being wee buggers and da. And then heroin appeared. The next minute, boom, everybody's doors shut. Everybody's fucking windows got locked, the telly got hidden, the family jewels got under
because
a
everybody was sitting there robbing that just to get more money to get another hit.
Let's be honest, us as Scottish people, we're not that fucking daft. We could never have cultivated the stuff. Not so much the poppy, it doesn't grow here, but then to actually put the things in it that turns it into this powderous form that fucking devastates
God knows what else it's cut with as well, I know.
Devastated communities. I've watched them all die. It was like the Grim Reaper come in and just cut the head off people. And what it didn't get in the first wave, it come back and left them hepatitis,
I know, so I don't know where it started,
methadone.
like, in West Lothian, but it came back in the 90s.
It's definitely back, yeah. Again,
and it's on the rise again.
As you were saying, it's a cycle. The cycle it needs to be broken. The whole thing needs to be taken apart. The wheels come off, all of the stuff, all the cogs that make this thing happen. Because what you've got now is the zombie crew, people that's on methadone, reliant on methadone. But when they go in, they're looking for help to deal with this addiction for the heroin. And they'll say, right, we'll help
here's
you.
a synthetic version, it's full of sugar.
For 30 years. If they had just had no methadone and no options, they probably would have done that because they've no way of funding it. So it would have happened a lot easier. My thing is that's by design. You fucking designed this because you've robbed us of community spirit. Right now, you can see it, James can see it, and everybody in that wee room that is doing their wee thing in Livingston, no in the centre of fucking Scotland, no the capital, no, out here on the fringes. You're working out how to build a community, because it's no for an individual, it's for a collective. And there's no selfishness, there's no greedy bastardness, and nobody's worried because you hopefully keep going with it. Look, we need to have a structure. We need 4 pillars to hold the roof up here. The communication has to be.
I think it's that, like,
You've got to be
with
able to
that
talk.
comfortability and confidentiality, it's that having that, like, non-judgmental space for people. So, like, say for example, somebody's in recovery and they go to CGL and then they say, oh, slipped up. Like, you're going to not get shamed for it, but you didn't have that, like, it's alright, like, let's just keep trying and stuff like that.
You didn't ostracise them.
Aye, exactly, so there's...
Which, see, with your mum going in
Aye.
and then getting put back out,
And
that's
then
ostracising. It's no good.
I know.
Again, the yo-yo stuff doesn't work. And I didn't understand why people would still, and this is a sideways boomerang at you, why would want to go into something where that way and that method does not fucking work. We've got all these examples where it doesn't work. My thing is get them in, crack them, and let's just see when they're comfortable, because again, take the horse to the water, but you can't make it drink. But who asks the horse if it's thirsty? See, when it's thirsty, it will fucking go. If it goes for a wee break and a wee appeasement, okay, so we're looking at the addiction, so it's the addiction, it's the addiction, it's the addiction.
But what causes addiction? Lack of connection.
It's the fucking door. It's what's behind the door. Behind door number 1 is the biggest thing that I've been hiding for, and I rely on that. I'm the guy that smashes that fucking door open, takes you in and realise there's nothing there. It's a lot of shite. I've been fucking harping this all this time. I've been scared to go through that door because I think there's something nasty behind there. It's exactly that. Think. To provoke the thought. You do that. You create the cloud. It becomes this big dark entity that you'll no go in. I go in, open the door, have a look. You understand it. It could take 4 or 5 hours. It could take weeks. But when you're happy enough that you've dealt with that, that's when you turn around and you look at the drugs and think, well, I was taking the drugs to hide for the door. Now that I've opened the fucking door, I didn't really need the drugs. My body does, because the body becomes dependent, and that's where there's drug dependency. If we're facing truths, whatever your truth is, if it is dealing with your mum's addiction, it's one of the things that part of the bag that you're carrying on your tiny wee shoulders is that addiction thing and that process your mum keeps going in and out of, because it's not left your head. I'm the guy that says cut it off because it's got nothing to do with you. You've never done anything about that. You never.
I know.
You didn't get the tools to go and shape that. It's the way she deals with it. You now need to get rid of it.
I know, and it's that, like, you see it nowadays as well. People are still seeking out that community, but they think it's meeting up with their pals every weekend to take drugs and go, and it's like, your pals are only there for the weekend. They are actually for you and care about how you're feeling. And people will just keep taking drugs in order to, like, have that connection. So it's like, I know there's obviously all these wee, like, pop-up community stuff, but, like, there does need to be more and more emphasis on it, because people just aren't educated, and then they get to, like, 35 and they're like, oh, I've been taking drugs every weekend. What?
To realise.
And then they're, like, so fucked in the head because of how long they've been taking drugs and what the effect that's had on their brains.
See, every one of them creates another door, another barrier, that when it gets to the end, when I do the drawing your door with the padlocks, that's what I'm trying to emphasise, is that, the weekends with your mate smoking dope, that doesn't keep the door away. It's still there. So that's a padlock. Then you go into something a bit stronger, and everybody's growing, and he's got a bird, and he's got bairns, and da-da-da. And you still end up back in that cell. Your cell. You can't get out, and you've got all these fucking things that you need to go through each one to get where? To the door. I want society to be able to turn in, no humanity, because man's infiltrated that. He's coerced everybody into thinking this is what we do. So address the drug problem. No, I want to address the door, because the door is why I took the fucking drugs. I've been hiding for this reality that I didn't want to face. But if you're telling me somebody's going to stand here and hold my hand as I open this fucking door and don't fucking let me fall, it's the same as having a kid when you take the stabilisers off. It's going to want you to hud it up. No, didn't let me go, didn't let me go, didn't let me go, until you shout, listen, I let you go about half an hour ago. You bastards, you did. I'm doing it myself. That's when you're through the door. Once you've done that, then you can look at all these other things. And it's what I would say is the absolution you're looking for. Because if you done something that was, can we do the hand job one? If you already know it. If you've done something, because Valium allows you to hide for that door, but you've no money to get the Valium, so you start getting hand jobs to homeless people for £1. I'm the guy that's going to tell you should have got a £5 for that, because if you just addressed the fucking door, you would have had no need for the Valium or to give people hand jobs for £1. And see, when people realise that, bastards, you're fucking right. Everything that we have done in order to avoid that door, which is generally the act, not the trauma, because the trauma comes later. We create the fucking trauma, which is the cloud. It's the act. It's hidden behind the cloud. Now look at some of the doodles that a day and look for that
I
fucking
can
door
see
in
them.
the
I know.
cloud.
I know.
The door's
You
there.
can.
It's just trying to show people without using words, because a lot of people hear my voice, but how many of them actually fucking listen? And how many of them are like, why the fuck should I listen to you, you fucking dafty? Oh, because you've survived, you've done this. No, I'm the walking, talking Cliff Richard dog that tells you it's fucking easy. This is so simple.
Like, I remember being young as well and, like, out of spite, just pushing myself because I was like, I'm not going to be a statistic or, like, a product of society for, like, the misuse of drugs, because statistically, like, if you grow up and your parents are addicts and you're, like, basically the baby for train spotting is the best way, best way to describe it. Like, I see a lot of my friends that have kind of, like, had similar backgrounds and they can slip, and I'm like, you're basically going to end up the same. Maybe you're not, like, injecting heroin, for example, but, like, what you're doing and how you're acting is pretty much the same.
Avoidance.
Aye. So, like, I just pushed myself so much to be like, I can't be like that. And I genuinely think that's the only way that...
So the teacher is the parents.
So can we dive into that? Because that's twice now you've mentioned the baby phase train spotting. You said your earliest recollection was 18 months.
Aye.
And I mean, is that a real recollection? Have you been able to live that and have it confirmed at all? Right, okay. I mean, can we deep
It was
dive
like
into
18,
that?
between 18 months and 2 is where it was like, oh, wishy-washy. So it's like, what, Craig's Hill when, like, heroin was rife.
Right, okay.
And obviously, like, despite everything, like, my mum still done the best that she could with everything. Otherwise, I wouldn't be who I am today. Same with, like, my gran and stuff. But obviously, there's a lot of stuff you see, like, if you go into, like, dossiers and getting carted about the place. So...
Hit the details. If you want to hit the details, because they're the things that validate the story for you, not for us. You're not telling us your story, you're hearing your own fucking story.
True.
And that's what other people want to hear. So if it is you going in and you're seeing ODs or people lying, covered in their own shit, I says to Neil yesterday, say to somebody, would you go through that centre that you've actually shat yourself? Would you walk through that centre amongst other people with shit in your trousers? No. Well, why the fuck did you do it in your head then? Carry some shit, see all the wee tiny wee details, they all form the picture. Get it out. Because they're all parts of a puzzle.
It's that discussion you have when you shut your eyes, and it's no the body talking, it's the inner. The
two having a conversation.
Like, for me, I know my only two, like, I should say, like, barriers in life is, like, I feel like I'm so embarrassed to do anything. But I know that's, like, the shame of growing up and everyone knowing that, like, your mum's a heroin addict. So it was always,
does
like,
anybody ever
getting
ask your
bullied for
mum,
stuff.
why the fuck did she go to drugs? What
But, like,
was her
for
door?
me, from breaking down, like, generational stuff, like, I can see why. And that's why I'll always have it in my life, because I'm not going to be like, well, fuck you, like, deal with your shit yourself.
No,
I'll always
we
go
can't
back and
do
help her
that.
because I get it. Like, obviously, from what happened to me, that could have been me. Like, I could have turned it that way, but
It's
obviously
an
I made that
education you
choice
can't
not
buy.
to.
You can't buy that
No.
education. She's the grandest teacher, and every day's a school day. And if you're not picking up the lessons,
Absolutely.
stay in your fucking bed.
Yeah.
Just have another joint. Somebody will bring you a breakfast at some point, but stay the fuck out the fight, because there's people out there that can actually do this. No bother at all.
Aye.
So for you to understand that your mum was the best teacher you ever had, because you wouldn't be the person sat there just now. It's you, all you're doing is adjusting to this. The recovery thing, there is no recovery for you. There's no big massive plaster to rip off, I don't think. It's just adjusting to it all and being able to rationalise it and think, right, who am I? Where am I in this story? Put it on the table. That's what I've always said. Get the big bag of shite, get the cloud, let's open it up and see what's in it. Well, having the guilt and shame and not want to be this, why the fuck are you worried about it? You've never done anything wrong. Good point.
I know.
Been that.
I know, and that's the thing for me. Like, I can't accept that nothing was my fault. Like, I think it's more, I don't know if it's like a wee girl thing or whatever, like, you just feel like everything is.
But that's what we
And I'm
want.
like, oh, but she was fine before I was born. And then I was born and then
So
shit
it's your
happened.
fault.
So I'm like, oh, is it me?
So you were that fucking smart and that clever that you managed to convince her to do things against her own judgment.
I know. Which is a lot to carry for, like, being so young.
Yeah, but I don't think that's a reality, though.
I know, but it was mine.
The
It was my
pressure.
reality for a while.
It was your reality, but
Right.
no the button. She would have, no, you think that you were a button on her. It was her not being able to maybe control it, understand the emotions. She's maybe got the baby blues. Anything at all. Something happened within that period for her that you think it was because of you. No, that's no your responsibility at all. Her lesson was in that. She's just never faced that door yet.
What age was Mum when you come around?
She was 19 when she had me.
19.
So
Still a burner cell then.
Aye. So I can understand it and stuff, and I think like round about that time, like my granddad was maybe in jail, so like then she had all of that, and I'm pretty sure my dad cheated on her as well. So I'm like, see if that happened to me, like I know my partner would never do anything like that to hurt me, but I'm like, see if I just had kids on my own, just moved out, being that young, like probably having postpartum depression, and then you're like the person that you're supposed to build a life with cheats on you. You've only got half your family there, like. You can see, like, well, I can see.
There is a path.
Aye.
Dad getting taken away, put inside, that's a loss as well. It's like
Aye.
the partner cheating on you, it's that
It's
support.
like a double loss,
Yeah,
aye.
double loss, aye. I get that.
But seeing every bit of that, it's all validation and justification for her to turn around and say, this looks like a fucking easy option for me. You telling me that if I take that magic bean, this is all going to go away? Yes, you take it and think you lying bastard. It only went for a wee while.
That's the way I see it, and I've been trying to speak to people that have like never been affected by drugs, and it's hard for them to understand.
Of course it
because
is.
they're like, well, why did they do it? They're big enough and ugly enough to make decisions for
have
themselves.
choice, yes, you have
of
choice.
course.
And one of the choices is to fucking hide.
But
That's why
like
we created
the
door
only
in the first
reason
place.
people fall into addiction is because they're trying to numb that emotion or that emotional
There's
pain.
the door, look over there.
Aye.
It's 3, 2, 1, you're under.
Aye.
Now I'm going to give you something that's going to take you, if you're focusing on that, okay, you're going to pay for this long term. 3, 2, 1, you're back in the room.
But then every
Stay
time
over
you
there.
stop, that pain gets worse and heavier because then it's like previous looking back at like look at all that time that I've wasted,
If it
and
is-
then you've carrying more guilt, more shame.
You've got
If
to
it
take
was your
more
mum
and more.
sat here, your mum would have all the guilt and shame that you
aye.
no, because she has to now carry the burden that you feel the way that you are because of her
And she
actions.
still does, and it's sad.
Was it
Aye.
her fault that her husband cheated on her? Did she fail in her husband's point and he cheated? Did she actually make your own, your granddad go to prison and all the rest of it? That's where you come in to say, listen, that, none to do with you, that, none to do with you, and that's none to do with you. You need to be able to work out, and that's what I'm saying, the absolution for it all is that she had never done whatever it was. No having you, because she would have been somewhere, the boyfriend was going to cheat on her anyway,
Aye.
at some point.
And now I'm like looking back and I'm like,
The father was
he's then
still got to go to the jail.
aye.
at
Then
some
he's had
point.
like other kids and stuff as well. And since then's obviously still not carried on being the best character that he could be playing his part. And now he's an addict, but chose to be an addict later in life. And I'm like, is that just because he's carried that and no dealt with that properly for all these years? And now it's like,
the
boom.
door. Just
Aye.
use the door as a euphemism that people will no address it. They'll no open it. They didn't want to look into it. But what I'm saying is, if your mum was to sit here and go through it all, I'm the guy to say, see if you open that door, what's behind that door is what led to all these guilty feelings. So you taking on the baggage of your partner cheating on you and leaving you with your kid and your old man in the jail and everything. She's harbouring all this stuff. It's no hers. It's no hers to carry. Because she didn't make him do what he done. That was choice on his part. She didn't ask your granddad to go to the prison. That was choice on his part.
I know, and
It's
back
when
then,
you
like,
take it on.
so what, that was like mid-90s, and you know what the mid-90s were like. So like, I
did
remember
well.
her telling me stories and like everybody going to school, like, so that was like what, people like 14, 15 and were like drinking cider on the way to school and all that, and it's fucking...
Look at what
Aye.
what we had for the 80s, mid-80s. That heroin, it really did strangle the fucking life out of everybody. And it's what come out the other side. You've got all these fucking kids bouncing from pillar to post. They've no guidance whatsoever because there's nobody out there with intelligence. It wasn't like the 70s where we were like, yeah, free love, man. Take some of this and just chill the fuck out. No, we were just, there's the door, fuck off. Out you go. And that, well, there's nothing out here. It's horrible. Everything's shut down. There's no community spirit. There's no community centres. There's no clubs for us to go to. Oh, this is
there's
all
clubs unless you're
fallacy.
going out and like taking drugs and all that, but there was nothing
Aye,
for
but
people.
That's a man-made club. That's no what you're looking for. That's no that art class, that drama class. We also had all that added baggage if you date a certain thing, because we become our own law. We become the police of our own society because we didn't have parents. Anybody that had any clout or any voice was generally somebody up that chain of command. They were an alpha male monkey, so they were probably a drug dealer, major criminal, all these people. That's where we went for guidance. For fucking
I know,
guidance.
asking
No,
drug
the
dealers,
school,
I know.
the school could never make us focus, especially if you've already got a broken mind. Because if you sit, and like you're sitting there right now, my head would have been consumed by the cloud. I would have went for that door, and I can't fucking do it. I couldn't do it when I was a young guy. That's why I would go and do my thing. So we just had to go. What we got to do? I don't know. Well, that guy's fucking sniffing glue. Let's get a bash. He's sniffing gas. He's doing this. He's doing that. And we had to try it. We had to rewrite history because all our parents just fucking gave up because the world just turned to absolute shit where they just want to shut the door and make sure it's fucking double locked and the windows are locked when they're going to their bed. No, it doesn't.
I know,
work
because
like
before the miners' strike and stuff, like everybody's door was open all the time, and you just like for like what was like old Scottish villages like on New Year would like you just go around your whole street going into everybody's house and like welcoming into New Year. You didn't even know people that stay like 5 doors up for you now.
You didn't get folk underneath you or above you or next door to you.
God
Or
dare
you
you
have a
like tap their door and ask them if they
preconceived
wanted a cup of tea or whatever.
That's where the debt collector comes in because I know people look at me and I know that even coming through to the classes people would have had an idea, a preconceived idea, and then they go to know me and think, oh, this is not actually that bad, until you ask me to play a bad guy. I can play the bad guy, right? Because I rehearsed the role in real fucking time.
Whereas like me, you asked me to like play something and I can't. Like see when I was younger, like see drama, I was like, oh no, I can't do that. Because see the idea of pretending to be somebody.
But you've done that your
makes me
entire
horrible.
life.
I know.
You've already
You
seen
had
that
to.
you felt guilty.
Yeah.
You had to fucking portray something else. You know what I mean? Your life was chucking you the fucking lemons, but you had to be a different character almost daily, weekly.
Right. And I think it's because like community means so much to me. Because see, with like community, like I wouldn't have turned out the way I did because like being at school, like my friends' mums and that would take me in and I'd stay at their house for a week, so I would actually go to school, and like teachers would make after school clubs, so I was like going home later. And it was like art classes that they told, and it would just be me and my friends. Like I know it wasn't a real like after school club. It was like, oh, we'll do that to keep her safe for that extra wee bit.
Or everything you've just said there is avoidance. See the heroin to your mother. Guess what that was? Avoidance. The twos are avoiding each other. See if he's turning and looked at each other like now. You would be that fucking light that she has always wanted to see. But when man fucking comes in and fucks everything up and gives you an option, take this. Look at this. This is going to make everything better. No, it's fucking no. Oh, we'll send you every now and again, every 18 months along to this club, and you'll go and every year you'll get a balloon that says, hey, look at me with a fucking squint party hat. That's me another year clean. You're actually, what you're doing is reminding yourself of what you were. Face it. Just face it. However long it takes. I don't know why they didn't do this, which my conspiratorial mind will say, it's because if they fix you, Alan, you'll not come back in 18 fucking months. That's horrible. Just horrible. If somebody listens to us, like you're doing right now, you're opening. One wee bit at a time. It's more that you're actually facing it. You're not uncomfortable with this. This tells you it isn't uncomfortable.
And you're openly chatting about mum. So I kind of wish she was sitting beside you, to be honest, because I think this would have been phenomenal.
It'd be really hard for her to do it.
Aye, but where are you at now? Where are you and mum now?
We talk, aye. Like if there's
Right.
years in my
Wedding,
life that I never.
for instance.
Aye, she's gone.
She's gone, right?
But it's
so-
going to be very hard for her because like
Right.
with like you're being like an ex-addict or a current addict, however you want to like label
Yeah.
it.
She's been labelled. Oh, fuck, it makes me want to play that button, should I?
Oh, label.
Fuck it.
You want a balloon? A badge? There's no labels here.
Sorry, I can't resist at times. But anyway.
But she struggles like being in groups because that's the whole like feeling that society's going to judge and like all that.
Maybe I should sit with your mum for a fucking hour, take her for a cup of coffee.
There you go.
What's her reliance now? What does she rely on now?
I don't know, to be honest.
But
I
there
think
is
she
something there.
it's drink more than anything now.
Drink.
Aye.
Yeah.
It's when we take them and put them in that position where they understand. That
I've been
the
trying to
drink
get
is
her to
the
go along to
difference.
the scheme stuff, but
Right,
every
right.
time it gets to the day, she's like, no.
It has to be right though. It has
It
to
has
be
to, I
right.
know.
It can't be an environment where there isn't the 4 C's, because each fucking pillar has to be adhered to. Now we've saw it and we've discussed it and we have failings when somebody being put in an uncomfortable position or the confidentiality being breached. And you're like, whoa, fucking hold the phone. This doesn't work. We can't
I know, we
create a
can't do it
community.
without it.
A 3-legged dog isn't the fucking same as coconut's leg. It'll fall over at some point. A 2-legged dog's fucking worse. There is no point in having one.
With others.
I done the doodle the other day and it was the 2 broken halves in mine. This one's all suited and booted with a top hat on. This one is just hairy armed and hairy legs, but they're both shaking hands. They only have 1 foot each and 1 arm each. And that was an old song that Peter Tosh sung when I was in 1989. I was 19, so heroin was on its way out. Ecstasy and all the rest of it was there. There was this wee no man's lad, he just smoking hash, sunshine, and just absorbing himself in utter shite. Everything was fucking shit, but we were making the best of it. And he says that 1 hand can't clap, 1 foot can't fucking run. We have to connect to each other. If the mind connects and you become happy with yourself, you can connect to other people. And that then is them having the ability that, no, I can't clap. How? Because I've got to keep my hand in my pocket because you might try and steal my money. But I didn't want your money. High five. Bang. Oh, I like the noise of that. Hand comes out the pocket and the clap. Because there's no focusing on what they deem as important. So if it's drugs, if it's a horrible past, if it's opinionated assholes that are going to prejudge you, we have the ability to be able to face ourselves in the mirror and say, fuck all wrong with me. Guess what? It's fuck all wrong with you either. We had what we had by design. So somebody that has an issue with you, they need to go and look in the mirror and see that we can't judge each other. We're all in this together. It's the same fucking boat.
It's like in
Some
order to
people are
be
doing
compassionate, you need to have that
I
wisdom,
think it's by
strength,
design.
non-judgmental.
Yeah, but where do you get that for? You have to get that for breaking your mind and putting it all back together yourself like a fucking Rubik's Cube. Because it's only you in the darkness that can fix yourself. No any of your doctors or
I feel like
counsellor.
I've been trying to fix myself since I was like 8. And it was like when I was 8, and I remember that I went to the doctors and they gave me a DVD that was like how to manage stress at 8 years old.
8 years old.
But they're subliminally teaching you what fucking stress is.
Here, this is what stress is. Here's what you've got.
Here, listen to some waves and pictures now.
Some whale fucking sounds.
So I've just been trying to do it myself for since, because every time you try to go to the doctors,
only
that's
way
the
to do it.
thing. But that's
Unless
the
you
thing, people don't
find-
know that. Like, because some people's, the way that they're raised is like, go to the doctors and then that's it, you're done, you never need to speak about it again.
what I mean, it's
Whereas
a
like
magic
people
beans.
didn't. Aye.
Jack and the fucking beanstalk. No, he traded the thing that was actually a source of protein, everything else, for some magic beans. Man gives us magic beans and we fucking believe him. And what this methadone's going to help me. It's going to cure the
No, it's
the
going to rot your
addiction.
teeth and you're going to look worse.
Rot your
Aye.
fucking brain for 20 and 30 years. They're no helping people with that. But nobody's got the voice enough to stand up and say, look, fucking hold the phone, fuck's sake, surely
I
an
think
investment
Matt,
of 30 years is somebody's life, or 20 odd years, and these are verbatim. I know word for word the people that have actually been on that shite for all this time, they've had no fucking help whatsoever.
No.
They know it's harder to come up for that. Would it not be better investing all that 20
Any community stuff, aye.
community stuff, or a community programme where we can take the people in and we can comfort them, support them whilst they go through that addiction fucking breaking it away.
Because it's like if you
got a hold on them.
withdraw someone and chuck them in a room by themselves, they're not going to manage. But see if you had like 20 people around them, cuddling them through it or whatever.
Yeah.
Watch
Or at the
people
same
stick through
time.
that, aye.
Yeah, at the same time being able to sit in a comfortable environment and talk about the issues that actually led them to the drugs. Because no, that recreational, I just fancied something else. Everybody else was doing it. I didn't really go for that. Everybody else is doing it is hiding, and if you want to learn how to hide, then fine. We've got all these people that turn up and have big long queues that, oh no, I'm stressed, I'm this, I'm that, and no, I've heard this word and that. But before they come out with these abbreviations, what was wrong with you? Nothing. You're being told it's the magic beans again. Oh, I'm looking at you, I think you've got ADHD.
On what you're saying, there was something on social media the other day that fucking got me. Who was the kid in the Winnie the Pooh thing? What was the wee boy's name?
Christopher Robin.
Christopher Robin. And I fucking pissed myself laughing at this because it's so true. We've been fed that fucking Winnie the Pooh as kids. Look at all his fictitious pals.
Aye, it's all a different mental
You've
disorder,
got
isn't it?
fucking it's all the mental disorders. You've got
Tiger's got
Eeyore.
ADHD.
Aye.
Yours
Trigger.
depressed.
Aye.
Aye.
Eeyore,
Rabbit
fucking-
is OCD.
Aye, exactly. And
Piglet's anxiety.
it's like it's been conditioned into us, so it's no really just been your life. You've been fucking bombarded with it.
I think it's
know.
like the way society is like everybody has to have something wrong with them.
That's normal.
Got me reaching for the button again, but
Oh,
I'll not do it. I'm not doing it. Nah.
See that normal.
But like it's just having that acceptance that and what. Like you didn't, and what, like when you go to the doctors to get diagnosed with something, what difference does that make?
We done it with one of a good pal, one that's in their journey, no bother at all, fucking flying without any of these assholes. Just the realisation, like, so what do you want? You're going to go, and I'm going to go and I've got an appointment got to see them, they've got me a date with the counsellors and blah, blah, blah. And what are you hoping for? Are you hoping for them to give you a diagnosis with an answer? Aye. All right, so they're going to tell you you've got PTSD. I'll tell you you've got PTSD. They don't need them to tell you if you've grew up during a time period where people are on drugs and everything else, you have it. You already have that. Is it going to change your fucking day in any way to know that you have it, or is what they're going to give you a fucking excuse for the behavioural things that you'll no address?
Aye.
When you put it like that, yes, that's all they're looking for. Is this fucking badge of honour that says so, you know?
An easy way out. Aye.
That's all it is. It's an excuse.
Well,
It's only an excuse.
I'd see to the end of that now because it's complex because we haven't got a fucking clue really, but yeah, it's complex.
I know. I
PTSD.
see, like, if I had to go through it, I don't know how many like labels that I'd have, but like
That's
I
it.
don't seek that diagnosis either.
What for?
Like the only thing I go for is like different educational tools, because like I don't know how many batches of counselling I've tried, but they didn't work. Like I'm like I don't feel any different after any of this. Like you've said, like they've just right next one.
Next.
But the one that I'm in just now, it's different, and I know the reason that it's different is because they've basically got that 4 C's.
Right.
So it's like it's a compassionate mind training. So you're in a group with people and they've all got this, been through something similar. You've all got trauma of some sort, and you're all trying to make yourself better. But it's like all we're doing is sitting, just talking and learning about the brain. And when people are comfortable, they're doing wee bits of sharing. Yeah. And I remember I says it was just after we'd done the film premiere for the scheme, and I was like, I spoke in front of a lot of people, and I didn't think I could ever do that. But I wanted to make sure like that drug minister knew the importance of the work that the boys were doing.
Yeah.
So she was like, can you make sure you share stuff like in this group? So every time I'm going, I'm like, so what does everybody think about that? And I'm like, everyone's just sitting. I didn't want to talk, so
Uncomfortable.
I will say something, and then they'll all start speaking afterwards. And I'm like, well, there we go.
It's always got to be a leader, but
Aye.
that's what I'm saying. If you're sat in the cloud, that group isn't going to talk. It's
No.
when you come into that light and you shine, not for you, for everybody else.
And they
That's when
think
you're-
like I'm all put
you're
together, and there
valued.
must not be anything wrong with me. But I'm like, no, I'm just able to talk about it a bit better than other
that's,
people.
To me, that's where somebody says it yesterday. Fucking, you have that many conversations just now. But somebody had says that the lived experience they'll take to somebody and say, listen, were you ever an alcoholic? No. How the fuck can you guide me in it? There's a reason why we do the things that we do, and it's a split mind. One will hide, it has to hide, because it doesn't want to be seen, doesn't want to be seen as vulnerable, because then you can become a victim. I can do all that psychoanalyzation on myself and my own story and the way that I was. So one of the personas that I created was this tough guy. See if they actually scraped the surface, they would have saw a terrified young fucking boy, but it was the only way I could deal with it. So if you're in an environment where violence is the only tool you have, you've got to sharpen your tools and make sure that you didn't
Where
get
mine was
spotted.
violence, but I chose to be wide so I could laugh at people being angry,
Same thing.
because that just made them angrier.
It does.
But again, where do you get these tools from? Where did you find them? Because if your mum had mollycoddled you and cotton wooled you wouldn't be the person in that class
No.
making everybody open. So the CBT, I thought that was all to do with fucking cannabis. Now they've stolen, said no, it's our abbreviation. It means fucking cognitive behavioural therapy, and that. So we're going to talk then.
I thought it was your bike license.
It's exactly the CBT
CBT
test.
training, aye.
CBT oil. Now it's
Certificate of
fucking-
basic training.
It's absolute bollocks. It's abbreviation over abbreviation just to confuse the mind.
Yeah.
But whereas talking, why the fuck would you go away from it? So talking therapy is exactly what it says on the tin. You just talk, then you become comfortable. Once you're in that environment, you're creating this wee community comfortability, and everybody's sitting in the background, twitching the curtain and then saying, do you know what, I've actually got a story. When they know you're actually compassionately fucking listening, you're not just like, yeah, okay. Right, so what we'll do there is, let's just bag it up. You're like, no,
I know.
invest in people. Allow them to develop the characters, which is what the acting thing actually
I know, and I
does.
think I think there's one charity for like families of people that are like alcoholics or like suffering from drug addiction, but I don't think there is anything from like children that, you know, like other than those children become addicts themselves and then go into like those groups.
You go
But there's
right
nothing
back
for
to your
people to like
cycles.
kind of gripping them, like to stop stuff happening.
We've been at this for a long fucking time.
And children of like addicts like never want to talk about it because they carry that shame from
It's
it.
shame, it's
Aye.
guilt, but that's what I'm saying. Address the door. It's no theirs. The sooner we can get back to them and say, whoa, where are you going? I'm going down that dark path. What for? There's fuck all down there for you. I've spent 4 decades doing this, son. There's nothing there for you. Turn the fuck around and face the door. It's no yours. It's no your burden to carry. It's no your shame. It's no your guilt.
And you're not running for it because you're here to talk about it today. I know we're jumping about the doors. Pardon the pun. But, I mean, you wanted to talk about yours today. And I know we're kind of skirting about it. I know there's probably a lot more you're dying to dive into, but I mean, feel free to just like
I know, just trauma dump.
burst in. Just go for it. You know, get the monkey off your back.
Right. If it was bullet points, how many bullet points do you have? You
Oh, at least like fucking 25, at least.
Really?
Oh, aye.
That
Wow.
many?
Aye.
And
So-
where
so
would
see-
they start?
Right. I'm going to jump on what I was just saying. The bullet points. Right. Let's go
Aye.
back to bullet point 1 that you brought up when you came and sat in that chair, and that was 18 months old.
Aye.
What's that bullet
Stop
point?
cracking the knuckles.
It's annoying.
I don't know, I just remember like people coming
Get
through my mum's door and like everybody pure fighting and that. And funnily enough, I actually think there was something today with a hammer.
Fucked up, innit? It's fucked up. Right?
And I remember like hiding under my fish tank, but it didn't have like a bottom, but it was genuinely just like a metal frame like that table.
Right.
And that was like my first memory.
Somewhere to hide.
Aye. And then I remember somebody saying like, I can see you there, and I was just like, oh my god.
Who said they can see you?
Oh, some
The perpetrator. Somebody that's come in because your mum owes them money or something like that. Like, okay. What age were you?
18 months.
Aye, something like that.
Right.
18 months or 2. There's loads of stuff in between there. But next. There's
Just brush it aside. I can see that in your head. That you're like, what do you mean next? I'm not fucking
No, she wants to hold it.
there's just loads, like obviously like going around houses, like people ODing. I remember my mum
Is
OD'd.
everything drug related?
No.
Would you say?
No, there's some like sexual related stuff, like physical, mental. And that's not just like from my family, like that's then once I've came away from that, then it's like start trusting society and life again, and it's like, oh, bang.
Here's another
Aye.
side swipe.
Aye.
Keep going with them then. How do they affect you?
For me, trust. Trust is how that affects me.
But you know that trust is a word, just like
Yeah.
love is a word. That you know with that cracked mind of yours that it's a feeling.
It is. And for me, I think it's realising as well, like coming to that point of like awareness. Trust for me was having that aspect of control, but it's not about that because people do what they're going to do and it's nothing to do with you. So you can have trust in somebody, but you can't stop what they're going to do.
No chance.
So if
That's
somebody
when
like
you're gonna have
betrays your
control.
trust, like they've no really.
The biggest one between all these mad words is understanding. If you can understand that individual, then that's fine. But you have to be able to turn that round so that individual understands you. So if you're feeling a bit no emotional way, any male, and somebody triggered you because it's reminded you something. The guy that that fucking done something to you, what's in Greg's, and you're walking past Greg's and you know it's a trigger, oh, it's weird enough, somebody spots it and it's like, you're right. Aye, I could just really do a wee hug. A man will hug you, but his idea is, I'm going to try and get your knickers off. Because that's how he fucking thinks. It's finding the male that doesn't have the word trust. It's an understanding that they realise she just really wants support right now. That's all they want. The agenda comes from man. Is she educating people on that? Get that back to the school. Then you didn't have these instances where things can happen. To normalise it, it's not fucking normal.
And I think as well, like for years I just thought everybody had some ill intent.
Of course you would.
Aye.
Because that's all you were ever it was all you were ever confronted with.
That's where the formatting comes in, and
that's why it took you ages to sit here. I mean, this isn't just like a couple of weeks. This is months we've been talking about this,
I know.
and I'm no surprised it took months listening to you. You know,
it's being able to address them all and realising that you played no part in this. That's where the absolution comes in. It's no yours. It's no your baggage to carry. So if you think, no, that happened, because somebody will say, oh, like, look at what she's wearing. She's kind of asking for it. And you're like, not a fucking no. Didn't be say bastard and ignorant. Because nobody asked for it. No, for when it comes to sexual abuse. If I had known what was behind door number one of the
Or
fucking
if like you're
flats, I
blackout
wouldn't
drunk,
know
well
that.
that's like an invitation, isn't it?
Exactly, this fucking cliche pish for somebody to take advantage of somebody that isn't in. No, you'll know what it is. When you didn't have full capacity of your mind, fucking stay the fuck away from them. Make sure that they're supported and they're okay and they're safe. That's all you would do. as the individual that's been down that road, which then again puts the value on you, because an ignorant one-track mind wouldn't know that. But, oh, she's fucking drunk, just leave her. Oh, she'll sleep it off and all this bollocks. But you've never noticed the predator in the fucking corner that keeps
Watching the whole
staring at her.
time, aye.
They know what they're doing, but that's where community comes together. And we introduce it that it's no right. It's no right, because potentially you could have taken door number 2, which is the one where you rebel against males and you fucking hate them, and you'll play the game. Your intention is to fuck them up, because that's what they try to do to you. That's where violence come in. You could go down the drug road trying to deal with this, but you've used your mother as the format that, listen, I'm not fucking doing that. I'm not hiding for this. This is mine. I'll carry it. It belongs to me. Stiff of her lip. Let's go. It's only now.
I know.
That you're
And like healing
realising.
my own inner child's like mothering my own children.
That's exactly you. But as long as, because what's in them is your genetic coding is in them. So everything you've been through, they already know. So you'll not have to have
I
a
know, and
conversation.
do you know like the thing? It's like if a mother has a daughter, like that daughter, regardless of what happens in life, will carry 3 generations. So if anybody in
That's
those
it.
3 generations has trauma, that daughter's got it, and her eggs have got it, and it still keeps going and going and going. Whereas I'm like, was I the reason that my generational trauma was going to stop because I had 2 boys?
Well, no, it's
Because
no.
that can get passed on.
Listen, it's the fucking 80s. It's heroin. It smashed the doors clean off. It shut the whole thing down. So where Klaus Schwab is telling you about a great reset, it's already been done. So if man's waiting on this, let's get ready, let's fucking knock them out with COVID or vaccines or whatever we're going to do to kill these fucking idiots off before they get switched on. Unlucky, mate. That happened a long fucking time ago. You shouldn't have fucked with the calendar, and you'd have seen that all the smart monkeys, all the broken molds, they're already here. So you become the broken mold that has already broke that genetic coding. Your kids have that coding. My daughters have that coding. James's kids have it. Because what they'll never do, we'll never have to sit down with any child of ours and say, now listen, if the man appears in the car and he's got a bag of sweeties and some puppies, don't fucking go with him. They already know that if a guy pulled up with a car and a bag of sweeties and puppies, they get in the car, like, fuck you, weirdo. They already know. We've no had to tell them, which tells you that chain has been broken.
I said that to Shannon the other day, that it's like what you just said, that this generational thing stops with you. You're saying it stops with you because you've had 2 boys. I say
Stops with me anyway,
I
aye.
say it stops with you because you know exactly how fucking not to be, and this is using something that Alan and I have spoke about. You know exactly how not to be a mum or a parent. Let's not just blame it on mum. You know exactly how not to. So it stops with you. Of course it fucking stops with you. It's not because they're boys.
Aye.
It just stops because you've learned how not to fucking do it. So you're going to make them the best wee fucking humans they could
I
ever
know.
be.
You become the walking, talking proof of what is that Cliff Richard fucking living doll.
Yeah.
Everything that you've been through, the mould has been broken. They can't create another Shannon. There's no fucking
true.
no chance that can be done. Because how do you learn everything? And that's what I mean when you're doing this and you're playing games with the fucking minds of assholes and everything else, avoiding it. How did you do that? Because nobody showed you how to do that. What they did show you is how not to do
Not
it.
to be,
Your fucking mind being split shows that one part is fucking genius. And that's where Scotland comes into its own. We have some very, very clever people, but when they'll not allow us the podium, the podcast, because you've got assholes that'll do TikToks about, and I'm telling you right now, I've just got this product, and woe to me, and you're like, there's people out there that are looking, they're cutting twitching because they're looking for a bit of salvation, a bit of fucking hope that there's something.
I know
that
that. I think
beyond.
that's the druggy choice now, is people dissociating with social media, like
Opium.
not.
It shows you that it's done.
And it has the same effects on your brain. Like they've done studies on it and stuff, and seen how much your brain lights up for when you see what you want to see when you're scrolling.
Half
So-
a gram of opium is enough to get you up in the morning. When you're in the cloud, fuck else getting you up. Apart from something that's out there that you're touched on, James is touching on, I'm touching on, Neil's touching on, we're all touching on this thing. And it's a simple fucking word, and it's called community. It's where we come together. Shared lived experience. No playing top trumps for no other reason to show the value in you, so that you can then turn and show the value in somebody else. We worked out that when I'm in Shit Creek, I gave up a long time. I didn't care. I would do backflips. I never wanted to get out to walk away and better myself. I wanted to get back in. That was all I knew. So when I did come out, my wife managed to take me over the bridge. And it was, Mummy Duck says, come back. And I'm like, fuck you, I'm not coming back. That's shite. Everything you've got is shite. And you think, hang on a minute. Everybody else is in the shite. I'm coming back. Hell will no let me in now. Because the devil runs away from me. He's like, fuck that. This asshole's worked it out. He saw man's agenda. He knows man's games. That's why they'll no give me a room with 2 chairs.
I know, and I think that's
this.
like for the same with me now. It's like I want to go and help other people help themselves as well.
That's it. The big word is help. Because help, it's not really what we do.
Nah.
You can only assist them because you take the horse to the water.
You can only do so much for people. You can't
make sure it's
make
thirsty
them do
first.
it,
So you're going to assist them by giving them all the tools. And the tools might just be your ears, your eyes, that makes them feel comfortable enough to then think, this is confidential, isn't it? You're not going to let this go. I'm not letting it go. You're going to tell me your story, but you're actually telling yourself, and I didn't need your story. I've got loads of shit if you want it, but we're not playing trumps.
I know. I think talking about it stops you ruminating in it, doesn't
That's
it?
exactly, that's where it is. When you go into that cloud, you've no way of hearing your own voice, because the voice that you hear inside your head when you're thinking, oh, it was because of that, I know it was because of that. It's not until you actually vocalise it that you actually hear it's a different voice. And because of split mind, one mind never gets the opportunity. Where I am is I'm saying, get a fucking opportunity, just sit back. So if your inner voice is the one that's been suppressed, it's the one that is really fucking angry with it all, and it knows that, see, if kids were educated enough to realise you didn't have to do this, you didn't need this peer pressure, this support, you didn't need the up-to-date trainers and the fucking PlayStation, you just need to live. That voice is what's hidden inside you. The other one is the front face. It tells that one to shut up until you're in the cell. Then it gets a wee voice, but you can't understand it. We're saying right now, let it out.
You let it out, exactly, and you don't have to suppress that. And we've been conditioned to suppress it all our lives. Look at my stepladdy the other day. Comes down the fucking stairs, right? He's running late for school, as he does, right? Comes down the stair. Claire's dived out to the van. He's, Mum! I'm lying in the bed. I'm not answering because I'm no mum. Mum! So he's sitting at the end of the stairs. Doesn't he care I'm lying in the bed? He's like, oh, she's went away. Then he says, well, what you got to fucking do? And he says, oh, well, I better fucking move it, eh? That's suppressed in all of us. When do you have conversations like that? And at that age, he's been taught nothing. He's not mental. He's not crazy. He's just
Working out yourself.
Working out, and talking to yourself. It is, sorry, I went off on one.
No, but it's the exact same thing as you with acting with Kelly. You can see that other voice live. Everybody that watches it, wherever it ends up, if it's on YouTube, if it's just a wee thing amongst everyone else, it's irrelevant. It's people getting to see that, because see the curtain twitzers. They're the ones that will see exactly what you're portraying, because it's exactly what we do. A split mind has two voices, which is fucking genius, because it can actually deliberate over something before it has to make a mistake. You'd be like, listen, I'm going to eat the tea cakes. I better know, because everybody else might want one. That's you taking other people into account. That's fucking genius, because it's the same thing as, right, I need money. I could sell heroin. My mum takes heroin. I could sell her heroin. I know it's killing her. Well, I can't do that. I didn't want to kill my mum. Fuck's sake, imagine that. That's silly. Who the fuck are you talking about? If it's no split mind. The wee guy does it. We understand it. We're a broken mould. They'll never make another one like you. That's the female. The male, unfortunately, it didn't come with a guidebook. There isn't a guidebook. So we are every fucking day evolving. Day by day. We're not changing. Nothing's changing. The mind never changes. You only get one. It evolves. So if I see something that James does and I think, well, there's no sugar coating it, that works, I'm going to implement that. But I'm not going to just use it for me. I'm going to tell the next guy. Yeah. And that's how
I hate when people gatekeep stuff like that. Like,
horrible bastards. Yeah. It's my ball. It's my ball and you're not getting it.
And I'm going to charge you $2,000 so you can have a shot at my ball.
Do you know
I can't speak right now.
I'll bring it back to the tape, man. The guy Andrew Tate will tell you how to make fucking all this money and become all these funny voices and accents and blah blah blah. I'm like, right, okay, so you're not going to tell us how to prostitute ladies or get them on camera to sell their fucking soul. No, you're not going to tell us that. Or are you going to tell us that? Join us next week and pay £80 a fucking month and I'll tell you how we do. I didn't need £80.
I know, and I think it's sad that like people get to that point in their lives and they think that that's what life's all about. It's absolutely not.
We want the best version of Shannon. Do you know why? Because your fucking sons will see it, your dogs will appreciate it, and you're prepared. I think I can't say that word, but your husband to be, he will fucking value that fucker because she's going to be exactly what she is. Didn't need anything. You just need to be left the fuck alone to be you.
Yeah.
Then everybody else benefits for that. It's understanding that all these multifaceted things. So if it's the the world of fucking sex acts being thrust upon us, I thought I was gay for fucking years because somebody told me if you let another man touch your booby, that means you're gay. Well, that sounds familiar. Does that mean I'm broken? Oh, for fuck's sake, I can't, like you, I can't carry that and all. I'm fucking done with this shit. That's when the monkey appeared. The monkey came in. As soon as I realised that, I thought, oh, no, another one, I can't carry this. I knew what hatred was. No idea what this fucking 4-letter love word was. Not a clue. Hatred, yes. Resentment, yes. Don't want to beat you up and everything else. Being abused. I just realised all this. And you're like, oh, for fuck's sake, I can't take this. My wee shoulders are tiny, man. And the monkey stepped in and says, you're done. I'm fucking done. I can't do this. And it says, right, you sit in the passenger seat. I'll fucking drive. And it drove. This fucker knew how to drive. Nobody showed it how to drive. I sat in a stolen car and worked out how to hotwire it, put it into gear and drive it forwards and backwards. Myself. Nobody taught me. And that's all I've ever done.
I feel
And
like
can I just say, did that sound like a familiar line?
It did,
Oh, it's there. It's in it. Everything's in there. Your hammer's in there. The split personality's in there. When you see the
I'll take
genius,
the
it's in
fucking
that
wheel.
wee thing.
It's in there. It was
I
in your
know.
character.
Flipping your tatties. Do you know where that comes from? I'm sure I've already done
Aye,
the
we spoke
conversation.
about
It's a boiling pot. You didn't turn the gas down. You have to lift the lid.
Flip
You
it.
have to take the lid off just to release a bit of the pressure. You're hopefully releasing a bit of the pressure that you've been carrying for a long time just by being here.
Aye.
Irrelevant to what you're saying, you're here. You've never taken your eyes off me. You've never had to do that thing where you look away.
I know, like,
There's no uncomfortability because you know that there's no threat here. Why the fuck should society give us a thing called threat and fear when they're horrible? All they do is provide us tools in the cloud to sit there shitting our pants, no fucking moving, no want to go out to the extent that you're like, right, if I just go out, then the cloud can't get me. No, we shouldn't be running away from the cloud. We should be able to sit and have the conversations we do as these individuals who have learnt the hard way so that other people didn't have
I
to.
know, I think I was scared to like be my authentic self until I met Callum. And then Callum like was like, oh, it's fine to be like a bit weird than that.
Fucking right. I like Callum. I hardly know Callum, but I fucking like him. You're absolutely right.
If he's helping you develop within yourself,
aye.
and that's can only be applauded. It's things that you maybe didn't want to. That's why I'd say to you, if you need to talk. If there is details there that you can't reveal to him because that fear, judge me on that, and I understand that. But once you've released it and let it go, you then get to me. It's not secret anymore. I'll chuck it fucking show you what it's worth. It's the tinfoil on the tea cakes. Don't care for it. And you're like, oh, that actually feels good now that I've got it. This person doesn't never have to know these things because once you take it back to the door and realise that I would never have done any of these things if it wasn't for this fucking door.
Yeah.
So therefore it's no me, it's no me, it's no me, it's no mine.
And that's that other thing, like just making sure that the armour plating you've got because of the lessons you've learned doesn't become a wall that you're trapped inside.
Aye.
You are armour plated. You know the minute a wrong'un walks into a room and acts a certain way, you're triggered, hate the fucking word, but you're armour plated against that, but just didn't let it be that wall that Callum needs to fucking pull off you.
I know.
You know what I mean? Because, you know...
It's hard to like drop that as well because like, I don't know if it's because you're just highly attuned to it, but like, I've always known like, I can meet somebody and in the first like 60 seconds I'm like,
But that's a tool.
I know. It's kept me safe my whole life. So like,
Aye, never fucking get rid of it.
No chance.
Never, ever.
No
That's
chance.
the utility belt.
But then you can
definitely
see like the
fucking-
light shining through somebody that you're maybe a bit unsure and you're like, I know there's like something good in
It's
there.
the eye contact. Keep their eyes. If you see somebody and they go like this, well, no, I'm fine. You know, hang on a minute. You fucking know.
Yeah.
It's when somebody looks their eyes and you're like, aye. You'll see it. You'll see it in their body language. You'll know it because you've lived it. You've looked at yourself in the mirror. You know what you're like. They're tools that you can't buy. That's why the second booklet was exposing foundations. If there's 33 levels of education, you have 34. I've got 34. So see, we've been to a fucking level that people cannot go to. We've been that fucking low inside this darkness that to offer somebody that, at, say, 30, listen, do you fancy going in? I'll give you a lot of money. You know that they may be like, I'll take the money. They'll not survive. They'll fucking know because there's no condition to it. This is something that you grow to. Your mum couldn't show you it. You had to learn it yourself. And that's the hard lessons that we have to learn. But it's somebody that stays in the hard school and doesn't realise that, listen, your value is for somebody else. It's not for you. It's for somebody else. So the trainers that you're talking about, the shoes, that path, that fucking jumper that you've got in the bottom drawer,
It's to get validated with somebody else, isn't it?
it's to give to somebody else and say, listen, see these, because when the big guy, when we realised what his, we explored the whole time, bang, there you go. I wanted him to set fire to a pair of his shoes so nobody ever walked that path again. And then he's like, nah, because all my shoes are good shoes. Like, right, okay, let's just be able to say to somebody, don't put another man's shoes on. The fucker might have athlete's feet. It's as simple as that. There is no point in beating about the bush. They walk a path that somebody else has walked if their validation is enough just by their presence. So when we spoke about, apart from being a debt collector, I'm a gatekeeper, I'm a fucking guy that stand in front of you saying you're not getting past. And you just need to look at me and see that there's nothing in front of me, there's no barrier, there's no walls, that I'm not hiding anything from you. You look and you feel a sincerity that says, this guy isn't lying to me, and I want to go down that path. If we all link arms, we're going to take away, where somebody has said that like you would be the light at the end of the tunnel. Well, you go and bathe in the fucking light whilst the idiot's here. We'll go back and we'll board this tunnel up because you're not getting in and we want nobody else in that darkness because it's man's creation. We never created the darkness. You would never have known it was wrong until man told you it's wrong. You would never have worn all the labels and jingles, the medication, if man never told you this heals it. That's what creates the darkness in the first place. The acts, you know what the acts are. They just turn up, play a part. Then you move the fuck on and wait for the next one. So if we've done 2 bullet points, is there more? What's the next ones?
There was 25.
All the adverse childhood experiences, they're all covered in one umbrella. You didn't need to go into the details, certainly not for a camera, because that exposes something else. If the second one is sexual abuse in some form, again, massive umbrella, didn't need the details. What's the next one? Or is there enough in they too that just drives the other Shannon?
I think so, and just other than like, your usual like friendship betrayals and relationship betrayals and all of that afterwards. But a majority of mine are in the ace category, to be fair. But
do you need to go back in? You can go in.
I don't know.
It's entirely up to you. I mean, again, the way that you're talking right now, I know just by the eye contact that you're dealing with this. You're fucking pummeling this shit right in the heat right now. Because the details, the devil is in the detail. And when you look at the details, tell me where the devil is. It's fucking man. He's a perpetrator. I bet it wasn't a lassie that says, I can see you under the fish tank. I bet it wasn't a lassie that fucking raped you or any of these sexual deviant bastards.
Surprisingly, the majority of mine is to do with women.
Is it?
Aye.
The
So there you
devious
go.
fuckers. But there's the word. It's women. Woman. Man's infiltrated the female form to convince her that it has a parallel to him. Fine. You're both fucking assholes. Man and woman can fuck off. Males and females, they can feel each other. They understand each other. So I'd imagine that your new husband to be is a male. He has to be because he understands the female. Go in every failed relationship you've been in and look where man is in them all. There's no fucking doubt that there's 2 individuals walking the planet. 2 that are of the male and 2 of the female. Woman, female, man.
Yeah.
Exact same as splitting the mind. It's working out who's the devil amongst them all. They think that by treating you the way that they would, whether they abuse your trust, steal your boyfriend, steal your money, get you to buy fucking drugs and then OD and take the drugs, all the things that they do, watch where the devil plays his game and then watch where a male would be or a female would be. They'll fucking never take you doing that path.
Because I feel like the characters that I'm like surrounded by, I say characters, people.
But they are.
But yeah, no, I know.
Playing a part.
Everyone that's in my life now are like, know where the devil would ever walk, as you'd say.
Good.
Aye.
But that's where the journey for you, you're at the end of it and it's just the adjustment period. There's no healing for you, I don't think. I think anything that you need to know, just the wee finite wee tweaks here and there. Yeah, that's amazing to get you to where you are because you already know that enter into man's world and do all the things that man does isn't the same as sitting in a group with like-minded people that have all been in a cloud. Just can converse, no bother at all. There's no barriers, there's no boundaries. you go into a classroom environment where there's somebody at the front of the class saying, right, okay, now what we're going to do is this, and we're going to do that, and we're going to do that, and you come away and say, this is how you do this is how you do that, and you try and convince everybody else that this is how you do it. No. You know, by having a split personality, two minds, you can say, nah, it's a lot of shit. I wouldn't fucking do that. Now that you have, because I didn't know about this class that you sit and you all converse together, and you're like, wow, you're creating a community. My thing was always with the high flats, there's a community within a community inside a community. That's genius, because that just condenses everything down. It's only when you smash it all to bits and take it all away and you think, right, as James says, get the utility bill, go through the big pile of shite that's in your head and find one gem and think, somebody else could use that, I'm going to keep that.
I know, and do you know what, like, all of this is funny, because I remember when I met Kyle and I was like, you were like the diamond and a bunch of rocks, and then like, obviously then meeting all you guys, and that's what you're all about as well, and I was just like, it's so weird how, like, I should say, would you say synchronicity?
Synchronicity. And I wanted to say to you, just to add on to that before you go into that, is like, don't be embarrassed by this. No. Because see, when I did this with Neil, I met him, I knew him as much as I knew you.
Aye.
See, now I feel like I've grew up with Neil. I really, really do. So never, when we go in and after today, feel embarrassed by anything you've shared.
No, I know.
No.
It's bonding. It's like he says with the diamond. Well, you've just fucking found another two, and you can go, fucking nice one, boys.
Aye.
You know, I'll take that forward if you take it forward. You know what I mean? Sorry, I'm jumping in again.
No.
When you realise what a diamond actually truly fucking is, it's created under immense pressure and darkness. If that's not your story, then what the fuck is it? Bring you to the darkness, put you in the light, just the sunlight, fucking this light, it doesn't matter, you shine. There's something that comes out of your eyes that allows people to feel comfortable in your presence.
100%.
Imagine if you had never went through any of the stages that you've been through, you wouldn't be that person, you'd just be another asshole.
I think part of like me to make sense of like everything that happened, I was like, well, it must have happened for a reason.
This is the reason.
And I was like, I always like the way that I would try and trick myself out of it is like, I'm grateful for everything that happened to me.
So perverse, isn't it?
Aye. Which is horrible to think about, like, oh yeah, I'm so glad all that happened to
me.
me.
We're all sad.
No, I know.
Jack and Victor, is it though?
Is it though?
Is it?
Because like it wouldn't have made me the person I am. It wouldn't be me without that.
If you take, and it's easier for me because I didn't know how much you want to open up, but see for me, if I had never walked into the back of the flats, I would never have been able to challenge myself. So where I'm challenging, no, the guy works in Greg's, so I'm going to avoid Greg's and go to Baines. No, I'll go into fucking Greg's. And they bother to. I moved into the flats. I used to go into Score Hash. I would have a knife open in my pocket because I knew there was a demon out the back. This was maybe 5, 6, 7 years later. I'm now the monkey's in charge. It knows to fucking defend itself. There was nothing in the back of the flats. Then I went to the council and says, give me a house. And he says, all right, smart ass, I'll give you a challenge here. Go into the flats. Fuck it, I'll take the challenge. And you're having to face these things over and over. And then it's when you come out the other side. I moved away, left my ex-wife. She moved out of the flats. I went back and I says to the council, give me a flat. They put me in the same fucking house. Exact same house again. You think, wait a minute. I've been here before. I'm walking this old hallowed ground. I fucking own these flats in my head. I then moved away with my wife and says, adios, shit, creaky, and fuck off. You never got me. And my ma says, can I not move into your flat because I love your flat? So every time I went to see my ma, I'd go back to the flat. And it's just that constant reminder, like James's anchor to the tree. It's what anchors us. If I had never went into the flats, I would never had that story to be able to give you, and I would never have become the person I have that's been able to use something that is so fucking perverse that I can't equate why the fuck you would do that. Not only to the same, but to a child. That's fucking wrong. That's what society tells me I should be normal. So anything I do, if I'm carrying a knife in my pocket, that's abnormal. That's against all the rules. Like, but hang on, look at what's in the back of the fucking flats. I'm terrified you fucking halfway. You tell me that's normal, because if that's normal, you can fuck off. I'll be happy developing who I am. Saying, nope, no listening to you, no listening to you. Yous are all normal. I'm abnormal. I'm happy in my wee abnormal world because you're abnormal.
Last one.
What does that
Says,
say?
I'm not normal.
Good. And it should be celebrated because what we're no, it's no normal, it's fucking unique. Because no many, I can take James, you, we can go and do a full tour of the graveyards that I know where all these people that they thought they could do this. They would say, fuck sake, I'll give me one more fucking chance, I'll get it this time. Unfortunately, no. They thought they could deal with this. And that's no me saying that no anybody can do this journey. It takes a certain unique individual, and that is a fucking diamond. Because it shines for other people, but it would never shine. All you're doing
With
right
the
now,
pressure.
the pressures were there to destroy you. Man will give you every tool for you to kill yourself. Suicide, depression, drug overdose, drink, violence, prison. All of these things are designed to kill us. But we're that fucking smart. We're like, fuck you. No, I'm staying. And that's where hopefully I know that you are now. That you're like, your depression, your clouds, your darkness, shove it up your arse. If I go into that darkness, that means that wee person over there at that meeting isn't going to open. I need this fucker to open because this could be another diamond that can go into another community and light them up. We pass it
That's why
on.
we're here.
I know, it is. I know, I think as well, like, I'm working in a pub just now, and everybody that, like, goes there knows all my adverse childhood stuff, because they all witnessed it, they all seen it, they all knew.
Good.
And I think that's what's kind of helped me regarding all of this, because, like, I can't pretend to be anybody, because they'll come up and be like, oh, I'm surprised you've turned out the way you have, Hen, like, well done.
Nice.
Can't believe that because of all
It's
that.
just
And
when
then
you
they remind
turn
you,
around
like,
and
I
say,
remind
what
you
did
when
you
I was like
expect?
chapping my door and I'd feed you, and I'm like, oh, thanks for that. What's the reminder?
You want the money back?
Aye. Got another sandwich.
You're not getting a free pint, you can't.
Hey, you're still paying. But
So,
the boozer is a cracker. We'd done 3. I went for the Grand Tap to the Anchor to the Gunner. 3 fairly notorious pubs in the north of Edinburgh. I had done the nightclub as well. The nightclub was where I pulled the handgun out and I ended up getting my psychiatric fucking looking at my ass to see what the fuck makes this monkey tick. They didn't get it all, but see the pub, see watching all the characteristics. I've studied man in his own environment, and I know an asshole at 20 fucking paces, no bother at all. I also know where the diamonds are, and they're very well hidden, that they mingle and they do not let themselves
And
go.
they don't want the limelight, they don't want to be like egotistic or anything like that, they just hide
That's
away.
where the
I know.
victim and the survivor are 2 different breeds altogether. Again, coming back to this 2, there's always only 2. Positive and negative is you being able to take something that's really negative, like a sexual abuse or an adverse childhood experience, and turn it into a positive where you say, listen, it didn't fucking do anything to me, so I'm alright, I'm still here. Look, I was born with these 10 digits, I've still got them. Didn't do anything for me. It then allows them to think, right, okay, so it's not going to bring me down. No, it's you weighting up your shoulders with somebody else's shite and baggage. That's what will weigh you down. That's where you will fucking drown.
I know, I find myself saying like a lot of what you say recently, like it's not my shit to carry, so why the fuck am I carrying it?
Absolutely perfect. And if it doesn't serve you, sever it, cut it fucking off the umbilical cord. Nicola Sturgeon gave me 90% by telling me to create this social bubble. All right, okay, so everything that's important to me I keep in a bubble, everything else is shite. It's your choice, Alan. Right, cut that, cut off, cut that. Whew, I feel liberated already.
See, to
I'm
be
not
fair,
carrying everything else.
aye, I done that. I don't know if it was around lockdown time, but like there was a lot of like changes that I made in my life in regards to like who was there and everything like that. And it does, and also having kids as well was like a big wake up call for me about what did and who did matter.
Fucking right. Yeah, they matter.
It's shortened the circle, but I prefer it that way now.
But that's how
Much
it should
happier.
always be.
Aye.
Now that you're going out there, you're no having to scrutinise and do that whole, right, okay, I'll take it back into the cloud and I'm going to analyse and look at who you are. I'm going to break you down. I'm going to work out if you are a cheating bastard, if you have got the potential to turn on me, if I can't trust you and all that. You're not having to do that now because you're in an environment where you're like, this actually feels all right. Because then you have to analyse it now. Something happened in 2020, and to me, if you go to the optician, check your eyeballs and say you've got 20/20 vision, that tells me your eyes work. Now a diamond can fucking see, and not only can it see, it can be seen, but only by other gemstones, which is fucking amazing.
It's true.
And all you need to do is, when you look into her eyes, what do you see?
Look at my eyes, look at my eyes.
What do I see?
Do you see the sparkle?
I see this cheeky little bitch.
But can you see
I'm
the
going to say it like
sparkle?
that. I just see this, no spooky bitch, but a cheeky wee lassie that I want to have around me. I want that laughter. I want that cheek. Because I'm a cheeky bastard. I speak before I think.
Same.
So I've caught on that with you. So and I've seen you when I've said something, you're like almost like, and then I see you saying something, and I'm like, bitch, fucking beat me to it. You know,
If you really look,
it's that friendship.
Aye.
there's a sparkle there. There's a light. There's
There
a
is.
reflection
There is.
in you that everybody else can see.
Aye.
That is a survivor. That is cut and twitching. That is scared to come out.
And you
See,
didn't come
now-
through the door like boing, boing, boing like Neely did. You walked through the door gracefully when I met you. And I clocked you straight away. And it's nothing to do with the female form. I wasn't clocking you, checking you.
Aye.
I just clocked the way you carried yourself, the way you walked into the room, the way you held yourself, the way you spoke. Neely, boing, 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 ruined everybody who I am.
And I love that about Neil because it just like
Absolutely.
it changed the scene. Like he does that every time. Eh?
Totally did.
None of
Look
us
at how
hugged. I know.
5 weeks we were in
I
that
know.
room. And
None of us really
did we
spoke to
know
each other.
anybody? But fuck, once Neely came in the room, what happened?
I know.
We were all
Hi, I'm
talking.
Neil.
Oh,
Did we
yeah,
cuddle?
yeah, yeah.
I know.
Exactly.
And now,
Exactly.
like, we don't do anything without giving each other a cuddle. Eh?
Exactly. Everybody's hugging each other now. It's phenomenal.
It's that closeness and acceptance, like you says the other night. I wasn't checking you type of thing. That's where ignorance comes in.
Yeah.
That we think that's.
Oh, that's
well, if I'm
automatically
looking
the
at
first thing that you think about. Aye.
That's what you would think.
Aye.
And that's when, if James says, I was just checking her out, the pervert mind would be like, all right, would you?
Aye.
No, it's never been about that. I says to somebody the other day that it does. I think it might have been you. It doesn't matter if you're in the Mini Metro or the Lamborghini. It's what's inside. It's inside the mind, and that's what we see when we look into the eyes. And I see a sparkle. When I see the diamond shining inside you, it's the recognition.
My gran taught me that from a
inside.
young age. Like, be wary of like how people present themselves. Like, so if a man's driving a pure flashy car, there's something that he's masking with that car.
Yeah.
And usually, like the story is like nice car.
Small patch. But, at the
But,
same
like,
time,
I've got
It's the
a
same way
thing.
like when people dress and it's only designer. It's like, what you hiding for? Aye.
I was
we're all
brought
butt naked.
up with four mothers, 3 big sisters and a mother. And do you know, in my whole life, I have had more female friends than male friends. And I don't, and it's really bizarre. It's kind of probably the first time I've said this. I don't look at women as if, oh God, I don't look at.
Aye.
I get to know them.
Objectifying.
I get to know, and
It's like having that level of respect, though,
aye,
because
it's
you
weird,
were
and
raised with women.
I've got that from the women. I never learned through the arsehole. In fact, what I learned through the arsehole was the alcoholism. But luckily, I had these 4 fucking pillars, females, the female form, that taught me to respect women. You know what I mean? The father figure, he didn't respect anybody. You know what I mean? Let alone a woman. But it's like, I'm fucking lost in
We
what
do
I'm
it all
saying.
the time.
But it's not the female form. I look for the friendship. Can I have a laugh with this person? Are they all right to talk to? Can I fucking offload my shit
It's
to
when
them?
you
know?
put tits in an ass one that you think you just categorised it. No,
Aye.
you're looking for somebody you can converse with, somebody
Aye,
you can relate
yes.
to, somebody you can communicate with, somebody you can feel comfortable with. Where
I
the
think
fuck
it's
does
like
the
one of
form
those
come
things.
in?
It's like you need to be comfortable to be like silly with somebody, regardless of what it is.
100%.
But if you
Like-
can't be silly or like weird with people, then
We don't
you're
know
not
each
comfy.
other. I don't know Kelly, don't know anything. I'm tight as fuck with Claire. Claire is my everything, right? Everything. There is nothing will fucking take that away from Claire. She is my fucking everything. But I worry when I text people. I worry that
know,
you're
aye.
calm. What's calm thinking? What's fucking Kelly's boyfriend?
two
What-
kisses.
Whereas like
What-
Callum probably feels like he knows all yours because I'm like,
Aye,
and
aye.
just like sharing
But
it all.
you get
Aye.
that anxiety about like, well, I'm no interested in your wife to be, pal. I, you know, and I'm just using that as an example.
Aye.
But you do get that fear, and I'm
Aye.
like, well, you've nothing to fear here
But do you
because
know what?
I've got my trophy, and I'm
But
fucking
it's that
like,
understanding. It's understanding and be able to turn it for somebody else's
Yeah.
perspective, for you to see it through another man's eyes.
yeah.
That's genius.
I've seen
Again,
so
it's
many of
only a
them, though.
split person can do it.
So many guys get fucking umpty and jealous because their woman talks to somebody at the bar or talks to somebody out in
You
the
see
street.
it, aye.
And you see these guys in the heckles are up, whoa, mate, they're just in a fucking blather, Camden. You know, it's fucked up.
I know, and I think it's when you're saying like Claire's your everything. Like me and Callum are each other's everything. Like, see if we're away from
Exactly.
each other, like he's working a night away, we're like,
The phone will be gone. Texts
Aye.
will be backwards and forwards.
Aye.
I've probably got a text for Claire already saying, how's it gone? And
I've
she
got-
knows I'm in here, you know what I mean?
But how long did it take you to find that? That twin flame? I mean, I think we're into 27 years, and it's when you are a male, not a fucking man that
Yeah.
thinks with the swinging thing. I mean, you've got to imagine, for me to have believed that I was broken, I was damaged, I was everything else, when I finally found out, fucking no, with me, I'm fucking going hell bent for that. It's only when you stop and you realise, you think, oh, hang on a minute, this isn't fucking right. This isn't what I'm looking for. My wife now, for me to go and cheat on her, is not just cheating on my wife,
Do you know yourself?
cheating myself. I've got 3 chickens in the house, and they believe that they have saw me as this individual. This is hopefully what they're going to look for in a male suitor.
Well, that's what they
if
say.
where they go,
Like,
apparently.
you're only really supposed to start a family with somebody that, like, so regardless of what gender your child is, would you be happy if your kids found somebody like your partner? And if you have any doubt in that, then like that's wrong, innit?
What you'll see is that 26 years, I can soil that by going with another woman. Boom. My wife now sees me as, well, a fucking kind of guest, or I wouldn't know. My daughters then perceive me as somebody else. It's the same as if I allowed the monkey out the cage in a road rage incident, or somebody pushes the wrong button on me. If I didn't control that, it's not me. I've been in man's world. I can go into man's prison. I can go into all his scenarios, and I can fight like a motherfucker when he provokes me. But what I can't do is alter the thought process that goes through my daughter's mind, that they now see this ugly, scary fucking entity that they might think, whoa, I want nothing to do with you. So you, as a critical thinker, with a split mind, you analyse all of the stuff and you work out 10 steps all the time before you even commit to an act. So for you to enter into a marriage and say, look, I'm committed to you, and he then says, I'm committed to you, how many people out there are lying through their fucking teeth, but you know, no, I'm not going to do that. And if he has understanding of you, he's not going to do it. Because at the end of it all, strip away all the facade, all the bodily features, and look at what it is. It's companionship. That's all you want. You want to feel safe. You didn't want to feel used, abused, dirty, shamed, nothing. Because you've done all that. You're like, I've got these t-shirts. Why the fuck would I want another one?
I know.
Fuck off. So to find that twin soul, that's something that you have to be doing. If we, having collective conversations, building this wee community, can put that all out to people and start taking away man's influence and showing somebody that, listen, if the female is spinning plates, don't fucking get another one to spin. Again, your bag is like, no, it's okay, you can go. I will always be here. I will always love you. That's another fucking place. Oh, see you pathetic cunt. I'm trying to spin these plates. Fuck off. And it ends. You've got to then understand, oh, hang on. She's spinning plates. If you need a hand with the plates, I'm your guy.
I know, and see, he like just knows straight away. Like if there's something going on, he's like, right, I'll do bedtime. I'll make the dinner. Like you just take time yourself
That's
and that.
why
And I
you
don't
marry
even need to
these
say
people.
anything. Aye,
That's it. When you can read
because he
each other.
understands
But
absolutely.
that's something that you have that's a trait for you that he now has. That's only 2 people in a small community. You're now out in another community, but he feels like he's already in that community just by what you feed him. He's not going to think that you're lying to him. And when you say, look, it's me saying to James, this is Shannon, she's a friend of mine. He knows that there is an invested value in you. See, if I says this is Shannon, she's a pal of mine, he'll know that you didn't come up to a standard.
Neil said something to me the last time we were filming. I can't mind what it was. It was something like I don't know. He just recognised something that I'd said, and I told Callum about it, and he's like, "But that's the whole point of going is somebody else to notice your value. That's like then helping you like achieve whatever it is." That's
that cathartic feeling that you know that your journey was worthwhile for you to turn around and rub the badge and say, yes, I am fucking different. But guess what? Under that different badge is something that's very unique. And it's me that has it. It's not for sale. So didn't try and buy it. Didn't try and take it. It's not going anywhere.
And just while we're talking about Callum, I've brought you something, Callum, but you'll have tasted this before.
He's not actually.
Right, well, you will have tasted it by the time this fucking video goes out anyway. This is for you to try, pal.
Is that called insanity?
It's Dave's hot sauce. Now, Callum came all the way for fucking wherever he came from to Neely's to drop off fucking hot sauce for us.
So you could greet.
So,
Aye, so we could.
and it worked a fucking
It
treat,
did.
did it not just? So anyway, I'm going to give this to Shannon, Callum. And if you notice on the back, read the back out, Shannon, because man.
Oh, I read the picture and it was like.
Oh,
a
did you see the
little,
picture? Aye.
It's grating saucy soups and stews, and it also strips wax floors and removes driveway grease.
So listen, I'm not going to lie to you. I've opened that one to try it.
Mm-hmm.
So what you do is let him try that, and I'll get you a fresh one. But I want him to try it.
Right,
I bought the bomb thing.
Since we are
Aye,
Oh,
gift
hang on,
giving.
hang on, hang on, hang on.
I was
There's
going
two
to go
years.
for yours.
Can I give yours first?
All right, okay.
Brilliant.
No danger, like.
Oh,
So- That is supposed to be a monkey, but
it's a
Oh, that's
monkey
definitely a
zebra.
fucking old monkey, that one. Look at that.
that was the only one that had glasses, so didn't want to get you both the
Ah,
same.
is that what it
Go
is?
for mine,
Right.
go for mine.
Right, hang on 2 seconds. There we go.
This is the real fucking deal. Look at that. What jank is she at it?
Oh, look!
Okay,
Ken,
right,
what she's
fucking-
noticed? Look at the fucking eyes.
Ah, but
Mind
look
you,
at it.
mind-
Hello, sailor.
Hello, sailor. Your anchor.
You say that quite a lot as well.
Aye. But look at your eyes.
Yeah,
Your stoner's going to be like, he's fucking stoned again. Look.
that's right. I'm a critiquing bodies and feel as fuck.
Somebody commented on one of the podcasts.
Is
They're
Aye.
like,
Does yours say the same thing?
okay.
Board of direction.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh no, board of directors.
Direct. Oh, so it does.
Aye.
It's my old eyeballs. Eh?
Listen, you're a
He's
fucking
gone.
star. I
Aye.
love that. There's a huge
You
fascination.
maybe know what the open hour was.
I know, it might be shit.
You might be
Not at
shite
all.
on this one.
Brilliant, thank you. Right, hang on. There you go. You're on now. Your
There's
turn.
no real prize in these. But, as we say to Neil, these are unique.
Oh, that's ASMR. That.
Ah, you like it? She likes it. Say ASMR.
There is only one.
Calm, there's a cheap fucking gift. The ASMR or whatever it is.
There's only one of them in existence. Just like you, there is only one of you in existence.
Yeah.
The older the cabinet, the clearer the records.
Yes.
I like it.
That's because you keep all this stuff fucking chronological. So there was 18
It
months.
does.
And then
That's true, to be honest. I like it though.
if at any time that you're looking at it and it provokes thought, you just get another file out and just have a look at it. And say, "Do you know what? I'll take that bit because that's going to do me at the next class. See the rest of it? Plenty fuck.
Aye.
I can't believe I'm sitting hugging my mug.
I'm the same as that fucking cuddle.
Yours is stoned, I know, by the way.
Is it? Oh, I bet he's got glasses on. He's maybe trying to see something.
That's as cool as
That's
fuck.
fucking cool as fuck, by the way. I hope this starts a trend. Look, we like monkeys.
Oh, I love monkeys.
Yeah, I like cheese, bread, stuff like
Read
that.
the name of the monkey. I think that one
Oh,
actually is just what you saying cheese.
Oh, no way. El Ches
Where do I see it?
on the back of the car seat. Yeah.
El Ches, alright. Caperton Cap. Captain Corelli's mandolin.
Oh,
Cool as fuck.
look at the markings. How many monkeys do you see like that?
Isn't that clever though, board of directors? It's
Aye.
the board of fuckers telling us what to do.
What it
Which
is,
is
aye.
absolutely unique in itself.
I know, when I was walking in the shop, I seen it and I was like, I like that.
Well done.
Definitely like them, aye.
Aye, that's a nice surprise actually, because we get fuck off
We're
anything
too fat for the
anything.
monkey jumpers now that we wore to the premiere
Aye.
for the
Now
monster.
speak for
within.
yourself, you can. I'll get in mine.
It's just Claire's too.
I just
bashful not to
embrace
tell
my
you.
girth, that's all. I just embrace it, brother. Yeah.
No danger. I can't get rid of it.
Right, listen. Anything else you want to say? Because I think that's maybe about 2 hours or
Oh, is it?
thereabouts. Aye, it's not far
Wow.
off. Time flies when you're having fun.
It does, doesn't it?
Do you think you've offed enough?
Maybe, maybe not. Don't know.
I don't think you've offed anything,
I
to
don't
be
feel
honest.
it, though.
Nothing
Just
I've
been
not
chatting.
heard it.
Aye.
There's a lot of tick boxes, fucking.
Aye.
What we're ticking? We're ticking drug abuse, jail, tick, sexual abuse, tick, fucking trauma. Fucking 99% of the planet suffers for it. So tick, 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 tick.
See, with that 99% though, it's like, what is it? If, like turtles, only 1% of turtle eggs survive.
Right.
Because without nurture, only 1% would survive.
Right.
So if you like flip it, if you've had trauma, which is like a lack of that nurture or whatever, like you're actually 1%, not 99.
See, we do that anyway. I reckon there's 1% that are the diamonds of the world. There's 19% that can all be brought to that same hymn sheet where we're all singing. The other 80%, they're fucking horrible. They're the ones that adhere to man's rules, man's regulations. Why? Because they've never been broken, which isn't a failing in their part. It's a failing in society's part that we should be fucking broken. But we're no victims. We're survivors. We're survivors that are willing to put our hand right back into the jobbies, the same shit that try to kill us, and pull out the other diamonds. That is genius in the most perverse fucking way. Because every bit of that 80% do not give a flying fuck, because they'll keep bringing your man to do a cycle over and over. Keep feeding the fucking idiot his methadone for another 10 years down the line.
Give her hats off though, she came off methadone.
No, fucking
That's
fuck.
how you do it, yeah, that's what I mean. For
Look
your
at the guy.
mindset,
Do you know?
genius.
Is it you that knows the boy that took heroin, smack, whatever, for fucking 8 months and was 20 years on heroin? Where did that story come from?
Oh, yeah, we watched the guy. He was so long on heroin, but so long on fucking, even longer on methadone.
Aye, my mum, I think it was like longer on methadone than it was
They
heroin.
were on
That's what I
heroin.
mean.
How's
If
that
you just-
helping?
And then with the methadone comes like pre-GABAs, like your diazepam,
sleepers,
like everything.
yeah,
Everything
uppers,
comes
aye.
with it. Aye.
Fucking mental, eh?
And then the dependency on that,
On the
which then
pharmaceuticals.
comes into
Yeah.
the PIP, and then they start using the PIP as the support mechanism, because if they didn't, if they were to come off the drugs, they'd lose their PIP, and it just gave them this shitty juggling thing like that. You're just juggling
But they
jobs.
can't fit into society's molds to go out and get a job. So
Nah,
then without
That they can't have in it. And so.
Can't function.
Right.
So where are we at? What are you supposed to do?
I want you to dictate how this goes now.
I don't know.
Do you want to? What about this? Right. Alan wants you to dictate. I'm going to say that we stop and take a break, and then you can dictate
Cool.
off camera.
Cool.
How's that? We use. I've got nowhere to go today.
I'm just checking for you.
Aye. I know you
To be
have.
fair, it's just a nail appointment.
Right, let's cut
Right,
cut it off
if
there. Right.
If it floats your boat,
Let's cut it. Let's go to the toilet or take a break. Stretch your legs because it's tight and it's warm in here. Thanks for the gifts, by the way.
You're welcome.
I love that.
Right, I'm playing
The
with it.
Fly Fifer and just another
aye, that
monkey
was
podcast.
2 hours at least.
Cheap.
I know, really.
Aye. Right, parting comment. Shannon, it is you. What do you want to say? Parting comment.
Ooh.
No pressure.
On
No
the
pressure,
spot.
I know.
I like to thank my Callum, the boys, Mum,
Not
Dad,
just
because
us.
without them you wouldn't be here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It's good experience and all.
Good.
Ow.
I'm delighted that you actually took the opportunity to just
Aye,
sit
I know,
down.
me too.
Yeah.
Didn't get in my own head about it, just went, fuck it.
That's exactly what we do in life when we get up in the morning.
Fuck it. No, you get up. Fuck it.
Gotta be
And
a
I'm
bit
just going to
woman.
say, I'll do anything for a fucking monkey. Adios, amigo. Seconds away, round 2. Me and my monkey. Him and his fucking monkey.
Bingo!
Bingo!
Right up there.
Shannon sat in her fucking in.
With
Although
a
she's got a
monkey.
cup.
Just a cup.
There's 4 monkeys in the room now. Right, we've decided we've had a wee break, we've had a wee chat, and we're going to go again. I don't know where we're going to go, but Shannon's going to lead us down a path,
Oh.
and we're going to go where? Hold on time, motherfuckers. Anything you want to say, Al?
No, I'm ready to go.
Oh, I don't know what we're going to say.
Oh no, you're going to say it. You know
pressure.
you're not like fucking pressure.
Right,
Fucking
well, I've
pressure,
got an
woman.
idea, right?
Go then.
So, and it's back to the 18-month thing again, because there's something there or else you wouldn't have took it back to that point. How you remember it though, I didn't ken, but if there's something there, then just lead for that. So here's this 18-month-year-old, 2-year-old lassie, and then boom, you're in the room. No pressure.
I don't know, like, I feel one thing for me is like seeing that mistrust young is like my mum was obviously somewhere with me, like in a buggy, OD'd, and it was snowing and they kicked me and my mum out and just left my mum lying in the street and me in a buggy. And for me, like, I think that was one of the pivotal points for me, is just to be like, you need to build a community and have that safe space, because she thought she had that, didn't have it, like they didn't even phone an ambulance or nothing.
Who's this? Who kicked her?
Oh, pals.
Pals, right?
Drug pals.
Right, okay, aye.
And luckily my granddad's friend was like on taxis or something that day and dropped somebody off in that street and was like, oh, you can't.
Wow.
that same sort of, like, fuck knows what would have happened to me, obviously being like wee and out in the snow, and God knows how long it could have like been. But like for me it was like, see, without those like strong connections, like, well, you could just get left lying out in the street, and you see that because it's like when society fails people as well. It's like, look at all the homeless people in the street, and it's like all that they're missing is like love and acceptance.
Love and acceptance is one thing, but the reason why they cannot conform to the four-wall scenario, why is that? Why did they never ask them? What is it that drove you to the streets? What is it drove your amount of drugs? These are the questions that really need fucking addressed. No answered, because they probably don't have an answer, because it's hidden behind the door. There
Escape,
yeah, that's all it is an escape. And for the people that's there and thinking, she's ODing, what we've got to do, that's rehearsed in train spawn. Or just fucking showing them outside, nothing to do with us, just leave it, no, they'll deal with it. No compassion. No. Why? Because they've sold that. Another one of Mr. Jerry Cinnamon's lines for his songs is, can I buy back my soul when it's gone? See, when you've went down that path, you can redeem it, but you've only pawned it, which means that it's a temporary fucking thing that you're hiding from. For that person that allows you to be left in the snow where you could freeze to death.
Like, I can imagine, like, see if, like, for example, if I was, like, a drug dealer, and you sell somebody that, but they've got a kid to them, you've got a duty of care for, like, I know you'd laugh,
Exactly.
but, like, the way I am is, like, that is a duty of care. Like, you don't need to throw your hands up and say you sold it, but, like, they son, put them somewhere, phone the police, leave anonymous tips. Like, how can people just...
That was
Well, you made the analogy of train spawn. Phone them a fucking taxi.
They son, do you know what I mean? Aye.
Sorry, Al.
No, you're all right,
Right,
because empathy is something that's lacking in society. Now, was that heroin that allowed that to be taken away with community spirit? I think so, 100%, because I watched it all. And to be the only individual within that community that felt the way that I felt, it alienates me to then, no further down the track, I start questioning my mental health, thinking, man, I'm off my fucking rocker. Because everybody else thinks this is normal. This isn't normal, this is fucking wrong. So when I hear you saying the same thing, that you can reflect back as the third person, because you weren't there watching yourself in the snow, but you can visualise that picture of the two yous in the snow and somebody coming to get you. Do you know that's fucking dreadfully wrong? Whether it's the dealer or it doesn't matter. Empathy and compassion is what I think was stolen. It's now, how do we go forward? So you keep walking the path, because each bit of each step, each fucking roll of that buggy is going to help you to assist these other people. I was going to say help, but it's doing to them.
And can I just interject just before you take us there, Shannon? It's like, so 18 months or 2 years, whatever that was. So I'm imagining you've been told this by somebody. This is a pure memory. All right.
And then me and my mum spoke about it, and she's been like, aye.
Right, I'll step out. Right. So this isn't a tale you've been told. Nobody's added arms and legs to it. It's pure memory and discussion with mum.
And I'm sure if arms and legs got added, it would be like either worse that I'd remember it. But like that's kind of like
It's when somebody says to you, and they didn't believe your story.
And the thing is, as well, is like obviously like trauma bonding. That's probably like how we all get on so well, because it's like similar paths. Like, so my mum's whole group of friends, there was a few of us, like we're all children, so like we all bonded growing up because we were all like chucked into a room, like doing whatever while they were all getting up to whatever they were getting up to, and like we've still got that connection to each other as well, and we've all luckily, like I think because we've all had each other, like scathed away from that life. Obviously we had like our rough teen years, thinking like as you do it as any teenager, thinking you know what all
go down there then. Where do you no, you're growing up, you're dealing with some very fucking handful of aces, and then you become a teen. What the path that you chose and the path that your buddies chose, as these people that are created by the monster that is heroin, where do you then get the formula to do what you do? Do you know to do the drug thing? Do you know
so
that you have
a lot
to
of like
survive?
the friends that grew up in similar positions started taking drugs earlier than I did.
Wow.
Like, because obviously you explore and experiment with everything, like whether that be like sexuality, drugs, like in your teen years and stuff. And I was like late to the group, I should say. Done it a few times and things, got out, get blackout drunk, bad things would happen. I'd be like, fuck, if I keep carrying on and like going out for the weekend and carrying on with these things, like I'm just going to end up the same way. So it took a while for me to be like, after like bad things happening to me for drinking, that I was like, right, shit, I need to no do this. So like I didn't really go out and get drunk anymore because not that I can't trust myself, but I think it's because obviously that genetic, that alcoholic gene, as they'd say.
Right.
I don't know when to stop.
Do you believe in that?
I do, because it's scientifically proven as well. If you've got blue eyes, you're 75% more likely to be an alcoholic or have addictive tendencies as
The
well.
fucking drink turns them a wee bit grey though.
With my story, because the first guy that kind of raised me until or was there, a presence until I was 18. By the time I was 21, he died when I was 18. He was long gone by that time. I realised he wasn't my old man, or I got told he wasn't my dad. He was an alcoholic. The guy that was supposed to really be my old man, he was an alcoholic too. Both of them died. They drink-related things. I think, but I've had pubs. And I know how to drink. I know how to control myself. I have never had the compulsion to become anything near an alcohol. I've enjoyed it. I could date 7 days a week, no bother at all.
I couldn't do it 7 days a week. It's just that in that one sitting, it's like the bad binging.
That's where I'm getting to. What is it that trips you?
Sadly, I did date it 7 days a week.
That's what I mean.
And fucking work to drink and drink to work, and actually fucking went to work
we had
drunk.
Monday was the darts. Tuesday was dominoes, Wednesday was midweek football, Thursday was pool, and all of these things at home and away. Friday we had a fucking go-go dancer, so that was probably the busiest, where my presence would be best felt. Saturday we had a live band, and Sunday was the golf teams would do their draw, which was always really busy, so I could occupy myself neighbour at all. I never ever had that problem. I would like
For
now
me,
with coffee.
I think it was like being in those situations, like I have quite a label, so here we go. Like
Oh, Denny, I've got a button for that.
I feel uncomfortable in groups of people, especially if I don't know anyone. So
So then
without
you
that
would drink.
comfortability, I'm like, oh, it's that nervous hand, isn't it? So then I drink, and I feel merry, and I'll be like, all right, I feel comfortable now. I can let go a wee bit. And then somebody was like, pass another drink, and then that would just be it for me.
So was it a blackout?
Aye.
There's no off switch.
Nah.
Yeah.
There's no off switch.
What I'm trying to get is, who comes out?
Fuck knows. A wee shit anyway.
Right.
I remember Callum said that I think I got like blackout drunk once with Callum, and he was like, oh, that was different.
So the manifestation,
That was obviously my monkey.
That's the one. That's what I'm trying to get at, because see, one of the guys we know, Andrew, he had a guy, and we refer to as the pillow guy. The pillow man, Niels, is a different story altogether. But Andrew had been asked by his mother at the latter stages of cancer to put the pillow over her face and take her out, and he went to do it, but he couldn't follow through with it. And then, that's a guilt, that's a shame. He'd like, but if you'd followed through with that, do you think
You'd be able to deal with the fact that he killed you?
So what happens was he suppresses that guy, because he's a bad guy. He could have killed mum, dad, and dad, so he suppresses the fucker. Do you know when he lets him out? When he's pissed her on cocaine. Then he lets him out, he's like, here, you can come in for an hour. He falls asleep, wakes up in the morning, fucking hell, did I? What happened? Oh, did I really do that? See, when we eventually had the conversation, and then he admits that there is another ego that lives inside his house, which being, the Paul fucking...
Because that's what alcohol does, doesn't it? Like, drops your inhibitions and that.
Everything goes.
Everything
That's
goes.
what is. What you're doing is you're letting out a primeval fucking thing that doesn't know how to communicate. It doesn't know how to act.
I can't even see when I'm that blackout
formal.
drunk. People say to me, like, I can't even speak sense or anything. Like, and I'm like, so then again, like, obviously, man, taking advantage of that. I'm like, if I couldn't string coherent sentences, like,
You're not going to get a real answer.
aye. So,
But that's where you're no incapacity. You're no in control of it. The thing with him, which was really interesting, is that when he let him out, and he understood that he was letting him out, he was either on drugs or cocaine. Sorry, the drink. He couldn't function as an individual because he'd never been taught how to be an individual, so he didn't get out at all.
so I have this conversation, like, see, one of the things that I mainly struggle with in life is, like, monotonous daily tasks. So, like, cleaning.
Right.
Like, I know everybody has those struggles, but, like, I was never taught. And I know that's why, because nobody shows you. It's just an expectation, like, you just need to know how to do it.
Know how we do it.
Whereas, like, it's the same with, like, managing money, finances. Like, that's not taught in school. It's not taught, like, in home or anything like that.
That's
So it's
where
like, see if you're
formatting
taught that.
comes from.
Aye.
Yeah. So that if the monkey had been formatted, it would know how to do it. But yours hasn't. Yours doesn't get out. You didn't let yours out because the Shannon character is constantly in control. So that if you get blind, blackout drunk, it tells me that you suppress this other form.
Is
this
it
other
okay?
individual.
Okay, to let go what you let go with me about the monkey. Let's call it the monkey. There's a certain element that you told me about the monkey. It's a critic.
Aye.
So Shannon, maybe
That was
you're
where we were
only letting the critic out on the bevy.
That's it.
I don't
That's
know.
what we
I'm
want.
guessing.
I don't think it's necessarily. I think there's
Right.
probably like 3 for me: a critic, a monkey, and me.
That's what we've always went with. On this side is the monkey, over there is man, which is the asshole. It's the asshole that will do all the cleaning,
Everyone
all
we're
the
taught.
chores, and
Everyone
go to
we're
school,
taught you've got
everything
to
you're
do.
taught.
Yeah.
Whereas me, I'm like, no, I'm not doing it because I didn't need that.
See, when they join together, the one thing that's missing is that there. That's the inner child. That's that kid in the buggy, in the fucking snow, under the fish tank. That's where they are, and it's only when you link them together and let her join the party. But these two have to shake hands first. So if you're suppressing this thing and it only gets out when you're drunk, it's coming out drunk. You're never letting this fucking thing
Every
out
single
sober.
fucking comment Shannon makes, she puts that in it. So you're talking about something that she actually does.
It's making that connection.
I know. No, see, when we were getting our photos with Ronnie,
Yeah.
like I was trying to be serious, and I was standing like this, and then Neil was like, "Are you a mason or something?" And I was like, "No," and then Leslie was like, "No, she's doing like a mantra."
It's like a grounding yourself, calming thing. That you're bringing yourself back into control of what's going on.
Because I just couldn't stop laughing, and I was like,
But then you
making a
actually
connection.
invert it every time. I can't remember how I fucking just did that. And you send that love heart with the 2 hands. So it's just inverting that, what you're talking about. Sorry, that's...
shaking. No, it's all
It's the
relevant.
agreement. It's there. Yeah.
It's the one thing that you have to agree on is see what comes out when you're pissed drunk, and it may be taking advantage of and everything else. It's because it's never been educated. It's no formal education. Why? Because Shannon's never educated the fucking thing. I think where you are now, and if that's the door you're going to open, let's have a look at the monkey. Let's see it. Let's see what it does, and then understand by backtracking on it, saying, see if you let it out when you were sober, you wouldn't have got into any of that fucking bother. But you can now use the drink and the suppression of that other monkey, because man will call it ego. Your lecturers will call it ego, and they'll tell you you've got to kill the ego, get rid of the ego.
ego this
I'm
and
the
that.
guy, and he's the guy that will tell you if we had got rid of that ego, we wouldn't be here, because the asshole could not have survived without this primeval fucking monkey ego, whatever you want to call it. I know I wouldn't have. I'll put my hand up, no bother at all, and it'll always be my right hand, because that is the monkey. This is the fucking thing that will fight. This, it will be laid back. It will hold on to the baby monkey, no bother at all. It will protect, no bother. This is the one that will fight. So when it comes to my kids and all the rest of it, the monkey is the ultimate line of defence. You just didn't let her out for whatever reason. When we were doing the filming, you let her out. And she's a smart fucker, like, very intelligent. Just all it's done is sat in the background, like your kids, just watching, picking up. This thing's watched. It now wants its voice and now wants its seat at the table. So let her out. What happens when the monkey comes out? Do you know? Does people piece it back together?
"No,"
Calm,
so I
tell
can
her.
ask. I'll give you like, "What happened?" I don't know.
But Callum tell you that something.
I think it was one night.
Yeah.
I think somebody like said something to one of my pals, or like it was some sort of drama, and like I don't even know if I can talk about it. I just get like angry. I don't know. I'm not
So
like I'm
that's
not
the
like
point.
physical to people though. Like I think I'm strong enough that I could smash a car window with my fist and like fucking look at me.
So there's the monkey, you're doing the same thing. You're using that right half, that right side. You know it's right. It's when you black out enough that you want to express yourself. So an asshole coming into that.
But I find that
environment,
I find
the
that
monkey
part of
knows.
myself very disrespectful. Like, I don't like it.
It's no disrespectful. It's uneducated.
It's
It has
pissed.
no
Aye,
format.
it's pissed.
You've let it out and let it out drunk, and if it only ever gets out drunk, what
It's
you
gonna make it up
expected?
as
I
goes
find in
along.
recent years though, like say in the last like 4 years, when I like do get drunk now, I find myself just sitting quietly as well now.
Again, it's an understanding after this 2020 revelation, having a view the life differently. If this thing's been sat on your shoulder watching all
People
the
always
time,
ask if I'm alright, or like, "Are you tired? Are you alright? Are you done?" And I'm like, I'm just,
I'm fine.
aye, I just be.
That sounds to me like you've actually come to terms with this other half. So having 17 variations in multiple person. No, there's only two. Only two. The third one is the one you suppressed, which is the inner child. That's hidden, that's safe, that's still under the fucking fish tank if that's where it is. You going back with the 2 of you to pick it up, you'll find it's still there. It's just waiting on you. It's never, none ever happened to it, even if it's in the snow. Still be protected. See that inner monkey, that when you admit that it is there and the asshole has suppressed it, that to me shows that when it comes out, it's actually educated now. It's educated itself. It knows to sit in the background. If you take it into a room that's fully assholes, it's going to rebel. That's when you're saying, I don't know which one is, that's the one. When it's in the wrong room, in the wrong environment, see the one that's here now is a collective of the two. The monkey will be happy as fuck to just sit there. Like when you're drunk. You'll say a fucking thing. Why? Because these two monkeys aren't intimidating it. I'm scared of it. Doesn't have to
That's a good way to think about it, actually, because if I feel intimidated, like I feel... Like it does kind of bring that out, and that's probably then why I drink when I...
You come into that class, and you're like, right, okay, no, we're fine. What's wrong? Oh, it's people fucking... That's it. That's the monkey. That's what I identify with. That's the one that locks eyes with me, because it knows, listen, to the other version, it'll be like, asshole, out the fucking way. I can see this fucker, and it can see me, and it doesn't threaten me whatsoever, like another monkey in the room when he threatened it. So its existence happy to sit back and relax and let it go. It's when you take it into the wrong environment, that's when it can start fucking whispering in your ear, like you over Kelly's shoulder. Look at them. They're looking at you. They're judging you. Like you're saying at the bar, if it's a wolf, I tell you, it's a fucking great thing. No, look at it, you've turned out. Like, what do you want, a fucking badge or a balloon? Did you save me? Was it all doing to you? Oh my God, it's you, Dad. What do I owe you? Can I buy you a drink? Fuck off. I've done this myself. Only fucking me. Nothing there, no social work, no fucking environment, just me and my monkey.
Yeah.
Because the monkey's the one that survives. When you've been blind drunk and things have happened, if it's a male dominant fucking weirdo taking advantage of the female that's induced by the drink, who comes out the other side to rationalise it? The monkey manages to pull you out of the fire, that you're still sat here. So it couldn't have done much. Whatever it done, it's only created in the cloud that you then think, guilt, if I hadn't been blind fucking drunk, But then the rational monkey will turn around and say, but hang on, you can be blind drunk if you fucking want. They should have been able to understand that. Exactly, so you can absolve yourself all the time. And the monkey is the one that will rationalise it when you let it out. If you let it out blind drunk, it will want to fight. It has to fight because it sees a challenge. It will see the male come to us and then, no fucking the day, arsehole, and claw the eyeballs at the fucker. Keep going. Take us black into the blackout.
I know, because I remember we were actually talking when we were filming, and I was like, that just sounds like being like blackout drunk when you end up being somewhere you didn't remember being. But you're like, you were both like, no, that's just being blackout drunk in.
Pretty much what it is,
It's coming back with the tales or the scars or something, or a recollection or somebody telling you. It's fine to black things out, that's all right. It's rationalising what happened during that blackout.
See, I could never actually piece it together.
But
that's the scary thing for me, because I'm like, what the fuck did happen?
That's where you let it go.
You have to.
You need to let it go, eh?
But what you've understood is, I get fucking pissed drunk, boom, I black out. I wake up 7 hours later somewhere else. This fucker has got me home. This is a taxi driver. This is.
Do you know what, actually, which is funny that we're talking about this? One time I got blackout drunk and woke up in my mum's house. Now.
No idea who you got there.
And it's no something I would ever do is like be like, oh, I'll phone my mum and go and do that. So when I woke up, I was like, oh, what the fuck happened here?
Who made the call?
Aye.
This fucker. Hello.
And like, why did? Because like I would always manage to make it back to my grand's. Well, sometimes I wouldn't make it home, but like, because I remember waking up one time like boots on, still in bed and everything. I was like, I don't know how I got home, but oh well, got home. So the time that I woke up at my mum's, I was awfully like, interesting.
And did you grow up at Grant's?
Aye.
Aye, right.
In between two, but aye.
It's good that you had an escape.
Aye. And I would escape. I remember like when I was younger, I'd like jump out my bedroom window and like run all the way from Ladywell to Craigshill. And then my dog would run away from my mum's as well and come get me.
That's what we do as animals. We know what happens. Strange. But this morning, the wee doodle that I done, it's got a door and there's a torch with a wee moose, and the moose is just doing that. But the projection is the scary thing on the door. The wee man, wee rudimental, is behind the wall, but beyond him is a ladder going up to a door. And that's where a broken mind can actually do that. It always has a plan B, it always has an escape route. So the wee man behind the wall, if he was to succumb to the fucking bogeyman there, he'd have ducked down behind the wall. The monkey, it comes out and it knows there's a back door. So that monkey would have known to phone your ma to turn up at your ma's. It's what we do. Again, you would maybe think that there's a bogeyman in there, which is Mr. Bogeyman Heroin. But you know there's also a safety net there. There is protection there. There is nurturing the most perverse fucking kind, because that's what gave you life. You know to go back to the start. And if it wasn't for her taking one for the team, you wouldn't be sat on the couch. You wouldn't have been under the fish tank or in the fucking snow. It's just how the mind projects it. Because somebody else will say, oh, that's a shame, and you start believing, you think, yeah, that was horrible, wasn't it? How could she allow that? I would never do that to my kids. Well, that's where the education lies, that you wouldn't learn, you wouldn't do that to your kids, which shows the perversion that, fucking hell, if I never done that, I wouldn't know not to do it. So we learn for these things. It's how not to do it is the best fucking, the ultimate lesson in life. It's the easiest way to learn how to do something is to know how not to do it first.
Yep.
Because then you can't get it wrong. So therefore you've got it right.
I know you'll always do better.
Of course you will. So if the blackouts are there is a memory, would that be something that you would want to go back and do that regressed life fucking stuff and see what happened in it? Nah, see,
I don't think I need
Oh, you need to see.
to. I know it was bad, but like...
Yeah, but what was bad about it? That you were maybe promiscuous. Would that be the word? Under the influence of drink. James will tell you, that bit opens up, the rainbow comes out, you shine like a motherfucker. You take drink, the trapdoor opens down there, and a demon will come in and work you like a glove puppet. And then in the morning, it's fucked off, and you're lying there covered in your own shit, puke, and like, fuck me, what happened? Exactly, reverse the wording. You know what fucking happened. You opened the trapdoor and let a demon into your fucking head. The monkeys, it can't fight, but it will get you home. It will. No, the hindsight thing is a fantastic tool, because it didn't matter how grim it was. If his ma was fucking lucky to get hit with the wrong side of the axe, there was something that protected her to get her to the stage where she could sit and say to her son on a fucking video, I was lucky. You're sat there talking to us, so that monkey has protected you, that ego has kept you safe to the extent that you're now looking to move your existence onto this new venture with your husband. You're going to start a whole new life. How the fuck can you start a new life unless you kill off the old one? So this is part of that, addressing the ego, the monkey, whatever you want to call it. That monkey looked after you, so didn't think for a minute it was anything to do with you. When you get to that blackout point, and then it's one way I drink bush, the lights go out. The monkey goes into primeval mode. It will help you survive, because whatever you were born with is still there. You never got robbed of anything. Everything you've created is up here. It's in the barn. It's nowhere else. So that's the easiest one to walk away from, is to know, and that's how you shake hands with it. This fucking thing protected you. It kept you safe. Even though it's a very perverse way of showing it, it still got you to this couch. That's where it sits back and you think, you know what, you're fucking right. If that thing wasn't inside my head, who fucking knows where I'd been? You could still be lying in some fucking field somewhere, battered, fucking raped, smashed to bits, stabbed to death, and nobody's looking for you, because nobody spotted you were actually gone in the first place. The monkey knows to get you fucking safe, keep you safe by whatever means. Doesn't matter how it does it. Doesn't matter if it's getting hand jobs in the park to homeless guys for a pound, and you can buy Valium behind.
Because you did it, and you should have been charging a £5.
Yeah, you should have used 2 hits. They just all right, 3 quid.
Aye.
So
Monkeys at the park. Where do you go next?
Blackouts, can I just say to you, right, very well versed in blackouts. The fear the next day, the phone, everything like that. Very, very well versed. And I used to wake up at Edinburgh Waverley, or be woken up at Edinburgh Waverley. You can't sleep there, you can't park there, pal. Well, you can't sleep there, pal.
Where were you going?
Eh?
Where were you going?
Fuck knows. Did I kid?
But the monkey knew to get the fuck out of
whatever he done, he was taking me to Edinburgh Waverley. I would occasionally wake up at McDonald Road bus garage by the mechanics, because the drivers would leave you, and you get woke up by a mechanic to, right, you need to fucking wake up, mate, get to fuck. So blackouts I get, and I get the fear from I get the next day fear. I totally understand. I like lived it so many fucking times. But see, when we're sitting here now, that part of our life is nothing. Nothing. Did you do anything wrong? Did you hurt someone? Did you blade someone?
It's just the shame that you carry from it, isn't it?
What shame?
There you go.
Aye.
You carry it. Why are you
Why are you
carrying
carrying shame?
I know.
It was a basic survival fucking tool.
Yeah.
And without it, you wouldn't have shame. You wouldn't have
Exactly.
nothing. You wouldn't
I'll
have
tell you
your
about
two
shame
boys,
in a
you wouldn't have
blackout.
your-
Shame in a blackout, waking up covered in blood and piss. Covered in blood and piss. Right? The blood was from my knees because obviously I'd been falling.
Crawling
Right? Or
bastard.
crawling about. Aye, exactly. But covered in piss. Now, Shannon, regularly. Not just fucking occasionally.
Aye.
Blackout, piss myself. Shame. Do you know what? It wasn't me. I didn't go about pissing myself. Do you know what I mean?
True.
It was that fucking drug-induced asshole at the time. He's not an asshole now. I know he's actually quite a fucking protector. But at the time, I was just getting him fucking pissed all the time. So, shame. Walking about, having to get a bus home, having to walk home, covered in piss and shit. Well, no shit, but
Well,
you know,
maybe.
clearly,
Never
clearly,
know. When
clearly,
you're
I
black, if you never shat yourself.
ripped shirts, ripped trousers, covered in piss, try to walk home.
Imagine
Shame.
how many of the guys.
And do you know what? That shame isn't a shame. I just fucking bottle it up, throw it away.
Aye.
That was my
It's
bottle it
never
up.
yours.
Bottle
It's
it
a
up.
good one. Put it back in
You
the
know.
bottle.
I remember
Back
when
in
I was
the
younger
bottle.
getting told to like bottle everything up and then only open it when you need it.
Aye.
So like,
Boiled tatties.
Mine's just bottle it up, throw it to fuck, get it to
uh,
fuck.
mine's just keep
Yeah.
it till you need it.
Aye.
What you can do is the.
Well, you
hurt
didn't
and
need the
pain.
shame of fucking being blacked out.
Not.
So
Fine.
I didn't
need
fucking
that.
bottle
No,
that one.
What you do is you turn that right round
Aye.
and understand that if it wasn't for the monkey stepping in to black you out so you didn't remember, because you might have done some things in the blackouts that you would feel real fucking shame for. If you didn't sit down with a pair of assholes, you might never get over that. And you've got to live with that. The monkey knows to turn your lights out and just get you through that phase. Because all it is a scene. So you turn up, right, okay, we're doing that rape scene. Fuck me, that's going to trigger me. That's when the monkey's like, shut up. 3, 2, 1, boom. You're out. Next minute. Well done, Shannon. That was fantastic. Oh, was it? Thanks. I don't know what I've fucking done there. Because the monkey will shut you off to it.
Yeah.
I think as well, like from all of that, it became like I need to learn how to get like self-esteem from all of that.
That's
And,
it.
I
Taking
had-
the
if I-
positive out and negatives.
Well, say without saying, but like had that psychedelic experience, and then I seen myself in the mirror, and that's when I knew I was like, and I cried. I cried for like I think it was like
Who
8
did you
hours.
see?
I don't know. I felt disgusting though.
Well, I'll tell you something on that, right?
And
when I
I
look
was-
at you now, and I look at the photos of you, I see two different people.
I don't like cameras. That's why.
But there's two
Aye,
different
because
people.
the camera never lies.
It never
It'll show you
lies.
There's
I
two
know.
people there. There always is two people. Just getting used to that and understanding that
Yeah.
it's coming that much closer
Yeah.
to just doing that. Shaking hands, then you go back and get her from under the fish tank. Nothing wrong with her. She's fucking fine. She never blacked out. She was never drunk. She never had to take LSD and look in a fucking mirror to see that her two big sisters are fucking fruity as fuck. She doesn't know it. Doesn't know it. That's the one that can get married, because that wee one is going to take everything that the monkey mind knows, everything the asshole mind knows, and realise and show this child what it's looking for in a partner. So it's never going to cheat. It will FaceTime to make sure you're alright. Not that he's alright. Doesn't want his nipples tweaked. He's got to make sure you're alright for no fucking reason whatsoever other than that companionship. Because he's real. You are now going to show your kid by entering into this legitimate binding thing, mutual understanding between two grown fucking adults, that this is how you date. Your inner child is going to see this marriage and think, ah, right, okay.
I know.
Before it even had fucking Ken and Barbie dolls. It's just where you left it. Unfortunately, you had to leave it there. The monkey had to do the blackout things. It had to protect you. It's only now that the Shannon voice, it's kind of taking over the monkey, because you're no longer needing this when you're pissed drunk. And it's probably delighted, because it's like, listen, I can do a far better job when I'm fucking sober. Stop getting me pissed. Just let me have my own voice. That's where the handshake comes in. Admitting that you'll know, like to see yourself in camera or in the mirrors or anything like that, it's just the realisation when you look into your own eyes, you can see there's a fucker there. Because that windy is that, and that windy is that. I done the
Look in there now. Look how lit up you are. Because when you see this back, look how much light. Do you know what I mean? Sorry to put you on the spot with that,
That's what
but
it's that smile. The
that
smile,
smile.
is something that you can't buy. Look at what it costs you though.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's where you know it's by design. It doesn't matter. You've got to absolve yourself of any fucking grief, any shame, any guilt, any... No, they're all man's trinket words to make you feel bad. We're the fucking idiots, I've got to tell you. Why the fuck would you feel bad for something man made you do? No chance. Man created this demon drink, the alcohol, it's got spirits in it. Has it?
I
That's
can't
weird.
fathom why we have like drug laws for every other drug, but we didn't for alcohol.
Because it
I
works.
have no.
It does what it says in
They
the
make
tin.
it. They make it. They brew it. They give it to you. You black out. You commit an offence. You feed the pot.
I know,
You
but that's the thing.
perpetuate the same
Yes.
fucking cycle.
Hang on.
over
But like
and
drugs that are
You
like
did what when you were
not
drunk?
man-made are like, oh no. But something that's
Exactly.
man-made, oh yeah, take that.
How many stoners throw bricks at Wendy's? How many stoners fight in the street? Exactly.
You'll catch them. It's
Exactly.
like people that take mushrooms and all that as well. Like you'll not
How
catch
many
them
of them
fucking
are fighting?
starting
That's
riots.
another
Aye.
one of these
Yeah.
things. If you induce the mind enough to be able to shake hands with a monkey, you'll use psychedelics. Man has to have his hand in that. No, I'll give you LSD. What the fuck is that? I don't know. It's an abbreviation for pish. Because I've saw that the mushrooms can have an effect on you, so I want some of that. I want fucking paid for that because it's like the tax.
It's like they're using it in Australia now, like MDMA and
It
mushrooms
should
for
never
treatment.
have been put away. Leslie's probably the best one to educate you on these things.
Yeah.
Wellerman, Chris as well. These people are well fucking versed in it, but they know that the things that are out there, man has tried to manipulate in order to... See, I bet you...
Well, it's the thing. So see, the thing now is like they're finding ways to make. So it's all this mushroom supplements. So they're finding
Supplements.
ways to make it synthetic. Because then once they like make it synthetic, they can patent it, and then
Aye.
you
That's
can't.
easy for
Make
it.
no
It's
of
like
it.
you can't actually take the organic form because it's been patent made a
The
patent.
organic form was never fucking broken. If you take the poppy that they extract the heroin shite for, or the cocaine, I bet you in its normal natural substance it could be taken and help you with anxiety, stress,
Or if your leg got chopped
PMT,
off,
anything
Exactly,
at all.
aye.
But
what it
when
was intended for.
When man puts his 10 pence in it, he does what he does with everything. He fucks it.
I know, I think that's why, like, see how you were saying, like, even, like, ibuprofen, like, it can have an effect on you. I think that's why I never touched pharmaceuticals as well, because I was aware of, like, what they could do to your life. And I remember
with them.
I was in hospital and I was about to get, like, surgery and stuff, and they were like, oh, here's a way, like, take codeine and that, and I was like, no, give me synthetic opium, when it's like, that's in my genes, like,
Exactly.
that's a slippery slope.
Exactly. I mean, I broke my ankle. It took me 3 months to get off the effects of that fucking opiate stuff they were giving me. In fact, they were giving it in a bottle.
I had liquid morphine as well, and like
Aye.
after having C-sections, I had 2 C-sections with the kids. I didn't take it. Didn't take any of the pain relief because I was like, I can't.
No.
My wife's
not
straight
worth
back
it.
onto it. Straight back at it with 3 of them. And I don't know, each one, they're like, Jesus, fuck. That's where you know your worth as a male. We didn't have any of that. None of it at all. That's where we've got to doff the cap and say, fucking, we salute you because you's dead. We don't fucking do it. We didn't have to suffer any whatsoever. I remember one of the neighbours, he just had a kid, and the first thing I says to him, is she feeding the kid herself? No, he was like, what's that way there, you pervert? Like, no, because I know that it's a get out of jail free card for me. Unless she suppresses the milk into her bottle, she's no, I'll say, oh, do you want me to go? So what you got to fucking do? And say, oh, well, you know, that's one of the bonuses of having these things. No, just slink into the backwards and know your worth. You're nothing to do with this whatsoever as a man. It's when you work out you're a male and you think, oh, so that's what these things are for. Fuck's sake, I thought it was just for playing with, for toys. Where do we go now?
Aye.
Where do we go now?
Well, the
know, it's your story.
blackout monkey is fine. I think you've resolved that. If you've never got that by now, you will get it when you watch this back.
Aye. Does it make sense of what we're saying?
Aye.
Aye. I mean, did you kind of know that prior? Or
Aye, it's just reinforcing it, isn't it?
reinforcing
It's
it? Aye.
reinforcing it to detach you from any shame, guilt, or anything. You didn't want the blackout details.
No.
Neither do we.
No.
The monkey took care of that, so you tip your hat to the monkey and say, thanks. Well done."
Nice one. You didn't die.
You never died. Whatever happened during that blackout, you could have been fucking gangbanged off the 7 dwarfs. You didn't remember. I hope you had fun, boys, because you've done nothing for me.
You woke up at your mass.
I'm not marrying you next fucking month.
Aye.
I woke up my ma's under the same roof that I thought was where I, because one of the friends as well, how do you go into it? They thought that their child was taking a cunt by by doing what it done. And the mother rebelled and said, no, go. No, there's the fucking path. Shut the door on the way out. It's only when she speaks to an asshole that she realises that whatever her daughter was doing was her coping mechanism for what man tried to do to her, and she had turned it all against him. And where did she choose to do it? In the safety under her mum's roof. The protection that was there. And the mother was like, I never thought about it like that. And that. But that's by man's design. He doesn't allow us to think. If you can provoke a thought by doing this video, it may be the one that takes that person further back for the bridge where they can't see a way out to think, nah, you're telling me. It's no looking for absolution.
No.
It's why did you end up there in the first place? So why did you end up on the drink? It can't be peer pressure. We already know it's because of the aces up your sleeve. You use them as the precursor to get pissed, to blot out, to hide it. Yeah. There's no shame in there. How can there be? You never created the act in the first place. That's where your acting comes in. So if the blackout thing's working, and we've gone through that, what's next? What's next in the story that is Shannon? What is the next thing that inflates the cloud?
I think it's like having kids, and like, see, when I'm finding like joyful moments, it makes me, it makes me sad, but like it then takes me back to aces, because I'm like, how did that happen? If you know what I mean? Because then I'm like, it's so easy to just like go outside with your kids and like, I don't know, pick flowers and stuff like that.
But that's you trying to split that mind into somebody else's mind, because you will never be your mum. You can never walk her path. You will never put on her shoes. You can try, you can dress up and all the rest of it, but I guarantee you fall in your cunt. It takes a strong person to be able to do that and still be here, knowing that when I've done something wrong, and I say to you, look, I'm really sorry. I'm not looking for your forgiveness, because that's mine. I'm carrying that. If I feel guilt, shame, terrible, I didn't want you to forgive that. No danger, that's mine. I fucking own that. Your mum owns all that stuff. You didn't carry that. So for you to think, how could you do that? No, that's not.
I know. I think it's like always finding it was my responsibility to like look after her, but that's just because of the way our roles were.
Circumstances were reversed, yeah, of course, and that's what life will do.
Because if like her life gets too much for me, I'll like not speak to her, and then if she goes off the wagon, I'm like, oh, that's because I cut her off. But it's not that I'm just protecting my peace.
So were you at a point a young carer?
Aye.
Yeah, for a long time. Maybe what age did that kick in? Because I've an experience of that as well. Not me personally, but I know the story pretty well and pretty inside out.
I don't know. I think it was like realising when no food in the house and stuff like that.
fucking hard.
Like having water with cereal and shit like that. Like,
What, do you have kids?
Me?
Sorry, no, younger siblings.
I've from my mum, I've got my wee sister.
And were you then the
No,
sole
so that was
kid?
after, because my grand's predominantly had my wee sister as well.
Right.
So I've never
So
had
it
to
was
like anyone.
you
It was only
fending for yourself,
aye,
having water in the cereal and shit. Oh,
good fun.
I mean, there's no toilet roll.
Ah. I know, and when you're young and nobody tells you to shower, do you shower? No.
That's a fuck.
And, what
And then
age
you go
are
to
here?
school.
Are you at school? That's what I was
Smelly
thinking.
bastard.
Are you getting all the shite for school? Pardon the pun. Are you getting all the grief for school because you're not showering? Because you're
Aye,
not,
well you do, don't you?
Yeah.
And then like when you're a wee kid like that, then you'll be like, you bully me, well fuck you, look at you. And then I reflect back and I'm like, oh, I was horrible to kids, but
That's where the monkey has to defend. Can
aye,
only
it's
defend.
then taking the distraction off you, isn't it?
Is that where the critics coming for? Is that critical moment at school
Aye, probably.
where you've had the
Because it's not even that, like, so then when I stopped living with mum, people will be like, you know, like at school, and it's like, oh, tell your mum and dad. And they'll be like, where's your mum and dad? Why do you not live with your mum and dad? And it's like, being that
Carry
young
all that
and
weight.
having
Of
to
course, yeah. We'll do that.
talk about all
Mine's
that at
was,
that age.
You're a fucking tramp. You know, what, the holes in my trousers and the shoes, is that the giveaway? What do you want me to do with it? You want me to get a fucking job at 8-year-old?
I know.
It doesn't work.
Well,
No.
kids.
It's funny though, because see the one that sits over top and does all this fucking shite that you do, is that Shannon? Because it can't be the monkey, because the monkey will rationalise it.
Who knows?
So do you think Shannon is the predominant force inside you?
Probably.
So
Because that's what stops me stops me being like doing stuff that I think would be cringy, or stops me doing anything because I'm like, oh, well, somebody will say something about that, so don't.
That's where you need to let the monkey back in.
Aye.
Because it's the one that's going to say, listen, that's what fucking happened. It's just that Shannon's voice is the one that says, no, you fucking shut up, you listen.
Ooh,
You maybe learn something.
Shannon's a critic.
I think Shannon's a critic, not a monkey.
You told me lies.
I don't know who the critic is.
That's where it is. If you're shortening this down to 2 characters, you're going to work it out yourself. Shannon's a critic. The monkey, nope. It just sits there letting you do your thing because you dominated it. If it's your 2 dogs and one bowl of food, who's getting fed? They'll not share. One will dominate the other. Shannon dominates the monkey. The monkey is the one that can put rationale on it, but you're the critic. That's man's word.
And the bizarre thing is, in our house, it's the big dog that yields every time. The wee dog fucking takes everything.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Same with my
a
dogs.
force. It's only a force.
It's
the
a
same.
force, aye.
It's a Lamborghini and the Mini Metro. It's what's inside that actually counts. So you can break all the facade or the sexual fucking parts, the hair colour, baldness, that take all that away and just look at the crystal that's inside the head. That's what you're looking for in everything. That's how when you're having a conversation or you didn't prejudge. When the guy says to me, how many you judge each other? And I said, no, I pride myself on not judging anything. Who the fuck am I to judge anyone? No, when I walked in the room, you judged me. I fucking never, but I'm now because you're an asshole.
I think I was obviously always scared of that, so I remember being like, growing up as well, being like, I'm not going to be one of those people that wear makeup all the time, because if you're going to judge me for how I look, may as well do it at face value the first time you meet me. No, like, oh, you've not got makeup on.
So
I think that's why I've always been very minimal.
I'm going to tell you who's talking. It's the monkey. Monkey, definitely. 100%. You should have sell one.
I know.
Ken, do you want one back?
You want to share mine?
Yeah, have one at either side.
Hug it. Feel
Hug
good.
it.
Yeah, have one at either side.
Have one at either side.
Go on then.
Yeah,
Monkeys are us.
exactly.
That's exactly
And
what
it's
we're
like-
They're cute wee monkeys.
It's like, who gives a fuck what people say? Because we were sat in a room the other day there where somebody was having a pop at Michael Barrymore. I don't know Michael Barrymore. I know the actor for the telly. But he was going, Michael Barrymore's this, Michael Barrymore's that. And I'm like, oh, mate, I've never met him. So, you know, I don't know what he is or who he is. You know what I mean? You've got this opinion of him. Have you met him? No. Fuck, do you know what Michael Barrymore
But
is?
that's
You
like
know
our
what I
human
mean?
nature. We always
Aye.
have our own opinions, and
But it's not opinion, it's a preconceived fucking idea.
Yeah.
Which we'll make
and
up
if you've
in
got
our
that
head.
through the media or whatever, how you've got it,
Who
then
done that? Who done that? Who does that? Is it Shannon or the monkey?
I don't know.
It's Shannon.
Is that?
She's been influenced by somebody else.
Yeah.
It's not
Tell
working out because the monkey would be like, why are you being like that? You know you didn't wear makeup because you didn't want any cunt judging you. Why are you judging him? You're an asshole. You'll answer it all the time. Everything it becomes an asshole. Why? Because it's full of shit. You're listening to somebody else. So Michael Barrymore, when he's on the telly, and I'm sure that was what it was,
Something like
he's
that.
on there and he's being an absolute cunt. He was really rude to Holly and Philip. Yeah, but what happened off camera? What happens behind the scenes? Are they like that? We know you done something in that pool. We know you're a horrible deviant. Okay, we're back, and we're back with Michael Barrymore. Michael, how's the new show going? And he's like, my monkey wants to rip your fucking head off. We're just mere used to using it. So I think that you're one. If you go to another one, something else in the past, the story that is Shannon, yes, something else, and let's do that. Let's just go for the monkey versus the asshole.
I don't know.
There's something else. We've already done everything you do with the aces, school, the traumatic events that come along with school, prejudging other people. We've got the asshole, definitely. We've identified who she is. She's the one that falls for all this shit, whereas the monkey's in the background. My monkey used to sit when I went into civil engineering, and I thought, no, have to do this, have to do that, have to do that. Even that voice that I'm doing is a fucking asshole. I didn't have to do fucking nothing at all. When I look at the things that was done upon me, I should be rebelling against society and normality because it's not fucking normal. I should be shouting from rooftops like fucking King Kong, pulling it down. But I'm not. Monkey's sitting there almost reading the paper like, what's wrong? The wheels are coming off. I've lost the job. We're going to lose the house. We're going to have to. My hair's coming out. Da. So, see, tells you, you're a fucking asshole. Because it knows when it's wrong. It's just being able to find that, and it was the doodle that had done equilibrium. It's the yin and the yang. It's both of them being able to just merge together and understand each one has a voice, each one has an ear, each one has a fucking eye. They may sound, look, see, hear differently, but collectively, when they get together, they can fucking be absolutely amazing at this stuff. So then you go for, right, okay, Because when you says to me that you were doing this thing that you wanted to be a counsellor,
Aye.
for you to be a counsellor to counsel somebody else, it kind of is a slap in the arse for the monkey to think, well, you're no fucking repaired, you're no fixed, so how can you help fix somebody else?
But I think that's where that like real and rawness comes in, because it's like being able to throw your hands up to be like, well, I'm still working on me, so you're always going to have to keep working on you, because that's the thing. Like, it's never a come to one session and that's you for the rest of your life. Like, that's not how it works. If you've had
Definitely
all the adverse stuff, it's like every day's a challenge.
Every day.
Every day's a school day. But if
And
you're
every
not
day is a
turning
school
up,
day.
If you're not turning up, you're not going to learn the lesson. If you're not learning the lessons, you're no point in going to school.
So it's back to that. If you go and learn how to do that for a 3 or a 4 year period, well, that's it. After 3 or 4 years, I'm educated on everything.
My fault.
No, wait a minute. So I need to go back into my back catalogue of life, learned lessons, and take them forward. What's the point of wasting that 3, 4, 5 year?
I know, and that's what I see, because I was thinking about like doing social work in that as well. But you're limited to what you can do.
Without,
And I
without
can't-
the wee brass plaque on the wall or the wee A4 fucking sheet of
And I
paper.
can't, I wouldn't be able to stop myself. Like, see, if I had to go into my employer, I had to do stuff like that, I would do it.
That's
So,
where life coaching and all of these things, because I poked my nose into my brother, knowing that what I have is just a backstory, but it's a great backstory, and it's the way that I've worked out. I can simplify it in a layman's terms where anybody can hear it, and it makes fucking sense.
and I
I
find
can
that
help
like
with
in the
that.
groups that I'm in just now, like the way I'm deciphering like the education that they're giving us, people are like, see the way Shannon said that, that makes sense. Because my mind's always like, when you're in something, I'll decipher it and flip it, and
That's where the monkey comes in. It'll dissect everything and it'll give you back, and then you regurgitate.
like I'm
it.
reading books just now, and I'm still reading that Lost Connections one because I can't finish it, because once I read about it, I'm like, that makes sense.
Right.
And that evolves the thought. You didn't change your mind
No.
on it, you just evolve the thought, and it gets better and better. You go
Callum's
through
like,
the
just
whole
read
book.
it and then read it again. I'm like, nah.
Nah.
No,
I
you
need to read it
absorb
and dissect it. Aye.
That was like Sandra Lean's book. When
Yeah.
I read a paragraph, I'm like, no, I messed up there. And you got to read it again because you can't believe how fucking sensible it actually is. To then go, no, this is all wrong. So I get that. But see, in that book, if it's that big, you will be able to, at the end of that book, when you shut that book, bring it right down to that. You could give me it in a conversation, no bother at all. You'll take all the bits out. But that's what an analytical mind does, which again shows you the value, what you're worth to other people.
I
Not
know,
just to
I'm
you,
overly
no adults, no
analytical though,
kids.
that's the problem.
But that's what we're supposed to be. We have to be like that. So if you're in man's world and man's saying that, okay, what you've got is an open and a closed question, and you question it and say, but what if the individual doesn't want to open? Their smart ass comment, well, then they wouldn't be there for counselling, would they? Doesn't work, doesn't apply if the court has ordered that that person should attend these classes.
That's true. But if they've done it off their own back, they want that.
Of course they do. That's why they're there. That's easy enough to work out, and that's where her answer is. But when I say, but what about when the court refers you to these things?
I know,
as
because we were speaking
was,
about that.
yeah. Well, then they're like, you've got a point. Well, you shouldn't really be trying to tell me if you've not thought about that yourself. Why is it the asshole that's going to tell the other asshole that this is a validated fucking opinion? It's only because I've worked it out. If I'm in if it's a court that appoints me a social worker, I'm going to tell them the
What they
fucking
want here.
bare minimum to get me out that door. That's where society and the system fails.
Because people
It
know
has
how
to
to work
be.
the system as well, and that's
Because
part of the
we've been able
problem.
to study it for a long time. You know how to play the system if you chose to play the system, but what good is that? You're only going to create that same cycle that your ma's been running around in. No good, doesn't serve anyone. What we need is a brand
I know,
new
and people
fresh
think by
approach.
working the system that they're exercising freedom, but they're no.
Well, in fact, they're
Nah.
They're just keeping people in a job.
perpetuating it, keep
Perpetuating.
naming it.
Yeah.
No good to you, no good to me, and no good to society. If we can turn around and say, look, didn't go down that path. Why? Because there's nothing down there for you. Look, here's the justification, here's the validation. Are you happy with that? Yep, there's no point in you lying to me. I'll then move on. The quicker we can get individuals back to that, the quicker we can create the society and build back the community where everybody's accepted. So, young Shannon, mum might be OD'd, somebody will phone her a fucking ambulance, but they'll take you in and make sure that you're alright.
And that's what's like
Heroin
missing.
took all that away. So if we know heroin is a problem and methadone is a substitute for that, we can start to see a better picture.
And now we're like, what is it like? Obviously, I know people that are suffering like addiction wise will buy like in street valleys, and the street valleys are like laced with fentanyl now. So it's like, and that's another faster way to kill them.
The
And that's what's-
fentanyl was actually found in cocaine as well.
Was it?
It shows you that they're no deviating. They're wanting to kill people, and that's no, it's no a tinfoil fucking hat episode. They do not want us here. They didn't want us three assholes talking the same as every other person that sat in that chair. They don't want us conversing. Why? Because we're working out their plan. We now know that that's what he's done. You shut down community. You know the community centre, or the pubs, or the clubs, or the meeting place. You shut down the ability to have people actually talk to
Sit
each
down
other.
and talk and break
Because
bread.
break bread, but you're doing it in your wee class. Nobody's saying that until Shannon comes in and says something. Who pushes Shannon into the fucking forefront? The monkey. Like, hey, get out there and fucking do a bit. You're like, right, okay, I'm here. And then the conversation flows. It's having that ability to find these individuals, get them up, prop them up, and let them know there's support either side of you for you to go out there and assist somebody else, bring them up, and guess what they're going to do? They're going to do the exact same thing.
Aye.
And we're going to create a community. We didn't need fucking man. We don't need his intervention. We don't need his. No, what we need right now is to use his facilities. So we need to pay him because obviously Barry's got to pay for this place, pay for that, See, at some point we'll be able to sit in a park for fuck all. You'll bring sandwiches and the kids and the dogs and your husband's there, and we'll all be able to communicate. We'll all go to fucking Chris's and sit in his big steel drum and just put music on, and you'll be able to dance. You'll be influenced by that, and you'll be comfortable
bombing
and do whatever the fuck we want with no intervention. Man doesn't want that. He doesn't want us. He wants to be able to control us, and he always had. And drugs is one way to keeping us a fucking grip.
So that's why it's so easily accessible. It's
By
like
design.
what is it like? It's even though like drugs are illegal and it should be hard, but it's like it's easier to get your hands on any drug of any kind, of any quantity, than it is to like get a mortgage, for example.
Fucking right.
And it's like, so you want people to like, I don't know, suffer and go through all that rather than have like a stable roof over their head.
It's nuts. It's totally
It's
fucking
Mr.
nuts.
Schwab, and he's your own fuck all, and you'll be happy with it. See, when you break that down and your monkey mind takes over, you'll realise that actually makes fucking sense. So if I own nothing, that puts me on the same scope as you. So I can't think I'm any better than you because I didn't own fuck all. So I didn't need a 10-bedroom house unless I've got 10 fucking kids.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll live within my means.
I'd be totally interested to hear a reply for you the next time you go to put makeup on, right? I want to know if that was a thought or you actually spoke it out loud. Next time you go to put makeup on, did it get spoke out loud or was it a thought in your head? Thought?
Aye. Because sometimes if I'm not feeling it, like do you know how like you can struggle to get out of bed, I'm like, right, well if I sit in front and splash that bright light on my face, because I still don't even like put foundation on or that, like I just do my eyebrows, concealer, mascara, that's it.
Right.
But it's just taking that wee minute and being like, hello.
And that's definite thought. There's no speaking out loud at that point.
I think it's because my mum as well, like she vocalises everything.
Right.
So she's always talking to herself. Doesn't matter what she's saying, it's like da, 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 da. And I used to be like, just shut up, who are you talking to? And it used to annoy me when I was wee.
Right.
So I think I just like suppress it, but I found myself like being a mum now, I'm like, oh, I'll go do that, and I'm like, oh. But the majority for me is thought, because I'm very quiet, like even when I'm just pottering about.
Right. So when you look in the mirror, is that when you adjust it? And is that vocalised?
Nah, still
No,
not.
it's all thought.
But I get like lost in the thought in my mind, like I'll like
It's the whole point.
I should say like you're a monkey and critic, like they'll just conversate while I'm doing stuff. And then there'll be like a backing track of a song, and then there'll be this, and then there'll be that.
That's
like it's fucking busy.
There's so much.
It's all the cars on that bridge, like it's.
It's busy as fuck.
And I'll talk to Callum and I'm like, "What are you thinking about? Like, what's going on with you?" And he's like, "Nothing." I'm like, "How?" Like I don't understand how there could be.
So
They
relaxed.
didn't have that ability, which is that uniqueness. But if he sees that in you, he's happy to do fuck all. Like, listen, I'm just thinking, what the fuck am I watching on telly? What a shite. Where you're looking right through the telly, you're inside the back end of your head. And I wake up out there, what the fuck's that? It's all the piles of albums. And like, oh, I remember that one. Track 4, the lyric in there that said that means so. And you analyse everything, which is fantastic, because if they put you in a management position, you'll analyse everything and you'll spot every failing to the extent where you'll not allow failure.
Well, I
to
do like
impact
see if I'm
it.
in any workplace, like I'll never come with just the problem. I'll be like, well, that's a way to fix it. So there's the problem, there's the solution. What you got to do with it? And then when like stuff goes unnoticed, or it's just like, oh, we just deal with it.
I have so much frustration and like injustice, and it's like with society and like all the problems and failings in society, I have like such strong injustice with that, and I can sit and get so angry as if like it's happening to me in that moment, but it's no, I just know there's so many people suffering, and I just kind of like sit with it. And that's why I want to do community work, because I'm like, even though I'm not going to fix the world, I can fix where I live, or try and fix it.
Can attempt it.
Do you find in workplace situations you kind of climb the wee ladder socially in the workplace quickly?
Quickly, yeah.
Quickly, because you work it out and you fix it.
Who does that? Shannon or the monkey? That's rhetorical, by the way. Monkeys are designed to fucking climb. That's why you kick ass, no bother at all. It's accepted.
And that's why I like want to work for myself, because then I'm not just like, where can I go?
Well, just on that, I work for myself because I can't be told, do this,
Even
do
somebody
that.
tells me what to do,
quiz it.
I don't want to do it.
I'm like, wait a minute, that's going to take me 5 times
Even if
longer.
I was just about to do it. Like, just about to make a cup of tea and somebody's like, make my cup of tea, I'm like, no. Just like, kettle yourself.
Well, you're at it, get me one.
I remember that old phrase, would your last slave die? My return was no day, it was fucking time. I used to say that
all the time.
My granddad would say that to me anytime I'd ask him what they said.
It's been smart enough and wide enough to know the answer. That lets you know that you've already formulated that you know the answer because you worked it out.
But that's like working for myself, like I'd done that and it was good, but it's like it wasn't giving me everything that I needed because I was isolating. I was like, I need to be with people still.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's why I maybe should go get the counselling qualifications, because at least that's something to start with. Because I feel like, I know you say if you build it they'll come, but it's like I feel like I can't build something with nothing.
We're the same, but what you're doing right now, what you're doing in that wee class that you're doing, you can replicate that anywhere. We just need the place. We need the foundation. So if it is, Aidan and Mark's college class, to be able to say, listen, see half an hour before we get started, can I G these fuckers up? Yeah, of course. It's no out with their boundaries to allow that to happen, or half an hour before it finishes, to then calm everybody, make everybody feel that they're leaving satisfied. If anybody's got any issues, just you having a pep talk with them, which means you didn't need an A4 bit of paper or a wee scroll footy with your wee hat and your gown on and that. Fuck off.
Because I went for 12 years of driving a truck. I fucking hated it because I was on my own. Day in, day out. Fucking detested it. To then working for myself or getting into that position, because they would make you do jobs a certain way, and that used to fry my brain. Why you want me to do it? Why would I do something that's going to take twice as long? So I questioned everything all the time. So I was never really liked in the workplace, because I was the first one to say, whoa, stop, why are we doing that? Do it this way, it's quicker. Oh, we can't do that because man says we've got to stick to this guideline here. Well, fuck the guideline. If you want the job done,
if I can save 2 hours off my day for doing it this way, then I'm going to do it that way.
Exactly, you're going to save 2 hours off your day. So maybe when you've started a business already and it didn't work, it wasn't maybe the right one. But
I think it was the right one. Like, I love being around dogs and all that, but it was just like, great. It's like therapeutic being out in the woods with dogs. Like, but it's that
what I did
connection that is missing.
Going for fucking thinking I was doing the right thing, hated fucking truck driving. Starts a roller disco where I've got 200 and 300 people at weekends hanging about. Do you know what? Be careful what you wish it. You know what? Because that equally can be as frustrating as being on your fucking own. So it's just finding that happy
balance,
happy fucking medium.
I know, and I think that's why I've not done it, because I'm sitting thinking about it.
And I sat in the office with Aidan and Mark, and I said to them the other day, when I went to that filming thing, I felt like I was at home, because there was a Shannon, there was an Alan, there was a fucking, and there was all these stories. It wasn't just one issue. There was every fucking issue in the box was lying out on the table in front of everybody there. And what an amazing fucking thing that is. So you're wanting involved in the community. Maybe it is something like that, where all the folk, all the real people are surrounding you. No, the fake fuckers that'll tell you, I'm this, I'm that, and
because like I did want to do like a podcast sort of a thing with that, like and you know, like people standing outside the chemist, talk to them about how they're feeling, what they're doing.
Bingo.
And utilise that, because like I know plenty that would do it, and I know like all walks of life that would sit down and have a conversation with me.
You've got a fucking phone. That'll record a quality fucking video. It'll record a quality video for YouTube, because YouTube will shrink it to 1080p anyway. So whatever you're recording on your phone, don't even put it up the max. Shrink it right down to 1080p and go do it with your phone. There's a GoPro, a couple of £100 for a GoPro.
No.
Or you can
Couple
get
of
a
mics off
second-hand
Amazon are like
one.
£20 I know.
Exactly. So you can start this push.
It's stage
Easy.
by stage. It's you walking the dogs in that area, in that environment. You've still got to have a certain amount of control.
Aye.
You're still exercising your head where the two are having the conversation. How do we formulate this? How do we do that? It's got nothing to do with the fucking dogs.
I know,
It's
so for
you
about a year and a
finding
half I've been
space.
thinking like, what will I do? How will I do it? Because I know it, like, I know the results and stuff from what I want to do, but it's just getting there.
That's it. We've been so frustrated that James says to me on Friday there, he says, fucking back away from it, you're doing too much, He would now see it as, well, hang on a minute, that was maybe a bad thing to do for him to step away from it, because now I've worked out, hang on a minute, I didn't need this, that and every fucking other thing to appease some other fucker. I do this anyway, regardless of having an office.
And so do I, like, see,
What
no matter
about
where I
the
go,
kid?
somebody
What
will
about
share their
this?
traumas with me.
Yeah.
Like, see, the last workplace that I was in, I only seen the lady that sat across from me once a week. And by third week of sitting there, told me everything. About her family, her sister, like, the trauma.
We went into a
I
place.
can't, it just follows me wherever I
When
go.
did we go to Scotia House? When you look at an office, because I need somewhere where I can sit and focus, because in the house, like yourself, I've got too much distractions, there's things that I need done, there's 4 females in the house, there's cars, there's all this fucking rubbish. I need to be able to sit and focus if I really want to give as much of me to other people,
as you can.
as I can. So I needed that. So I thought, right, okay, an office. Led myself down this crazy ass path. We're in, what, 5 minutes?
5 minutes.
Guys gave me the whole fucking story.
It happens, doesn't it?
It does, which shows
But
again.
I think
it's
that's
that
just
wee
like,
badge.
I don't know if it's because I'm approachable or comfortable or people can see it. Like, as you say, when
Shannon,
you're looking
it's-
into the eyes.
Shannon, it's the fucking light you bring into a room.
Oh.
Fuck
But
it,
it's
it's real.
exactly that.
It's
It may
real.
seem delusional, but it's real.
It is that light you carry forward with you. It's like an aura. It's like a fucking feeling. It's like whatever. Don't know.
How come I can walk into a psychiatrist's room and tell them fuck all, and I know countless other people that will do the exact same thing, tell them fuck all. The big guy Neil, he was 6 years with one individual, and his parting comment to one session was, listen, did you know I was abused as a wee boy, 8-year-old? It's, no, but that's why we're here. So you're clearly not doing your fucking job, that you can't get out of him in 6 years, but an asshole can do it, no bother, to make him comfortable enough to realise that, listen, this is just an act, it's something that happened. It doesn't define who you are.
I know, I used something that I probably shouldn't have at that last counselling group, but it made every single person laugh as well.
Tell us it.
So there's this author called Florence Given, and she made something not too long ago, and it was like the reason that we're all depressed is because we have no desire for our future. We're stuck in the past, and we can't spend time in the present either. So we're like thinking about all the bad things that could happen or whatever. So she says, be horny for your own future. And like, see the way when she said it like that, I was like, aye, why no?
Why would you know?
Fucking right.
Be excited.
But then
you know, horny, excited. It's just a word. You know, it's
There's
a
an individual
description.
that we
Yeah.
know, and I sent them a message earlier on that says, how are you? They didn't know they closed it off with, how are you? I'm fucking fine. I'm absolutely fucking dandy. I've been given the gift of life today, and guess what I'm going to do? I'm going out there and I'm going to fuck it up. 'Cause that's what man's intention is. So I'm going to return the favour. I'm going to take him with the fucking cleaners. And if us sitting here is another poke in the eye or a middle finger to him, I'll keep fucking doing this as much as I am, because you're realising your worth within a society that starts with a wee tiny community that grows and grows and grows. When other people see that, they're going to want that. Only the right person can do it. You know that it's only you can do that. That's where the real analytical thinking comes in, because you then start questioning your own self, thinking, am I fucking weird? Am I right? Is it just me that's seeing this? No, unfortunately, that many people have been formatted that they can't see it. So the one that's sitting there with a degree and the poster on the wall that says, oh, look at me with my fucking my gown on, they can't do what you do, and you do it naturally, which shows you that this is all by design. So us sitting here is ultimately is by design.
And if you're taking a wee quote out of a book to raise a smile, a thought, a different, and you said it worked well, you're doing the right thing. So
I know,
easy.
you could see them like sitting and thought, like when we're after we're all talking and going,
Aye, they'll be
and I'm
giggling
like, see,
about it.
aye.
And over it.
Yeah.
No, you're only here. You get one kick at the ball. Why not score a fucking goal?
Yeah.
Go for goal.
Aye, try and shoot, at
Then
least.
he defend it. No, then he look after the pass so nobody could get in. No, just fucking head right down the park and bang. You're only going to win or lose, which again brings you back to a 2-horse fucking race.
And on that, you've got an appointment, young lady.
I do. Gotta get my nails done.
How do you
It
feel
is.
now? How do you feel now?
Alright.
Okay, you never went too deep, but again, I think you've got enough with the monkeys besides you to realise that it is a powerful force that you have inside you, and it protected you. So if that gives you absolution for a lot of the doubt or the shame, I didn't know what I'd done. I just remember waking up with my fucking knickers on my head or whatever. It looked after you, kept you safe.
I know, I'm still here.
Still
Aye.
here.
All fingers and
ready
toes.
to go into the fucking future and fuck it with your husband.
Absolutely.
So, we're going to hit the button.
The Fly Fifer and Just Another Monkey podcast. Talk is cheap. Let's talk.
Al, I'm going to go with your part
Oh,
comment
me
first.
I'm going to say thank you very much. This has been more of an education for me than it has been for you or the monkeys or Jamesy boy. So I'll say toodle pip for now and hi ho silver away.
I hope so. It's just another.
He's back. And I'm just going to say adios, amigos. And Shannon's going to say
Ciao for now.
bye-bye.
Bye.